everyone, and welcome to another meme stock stream. How's everyone doing? Still getting over my cold, so I'm sorry for my voice. I know it's not great. I'm a little disheveled, but we're fine. We're fine. It'll be good. Welcome. Today we have meme stock nonsense, and today the nonsense is good stuff. Oh boy, PP and some of the other people are making a documentary, and it's real bad. Ian Carroll is involved. It's a whole thing. So we're going to watch an episode of the PP show today, and they're going to talk all about their project and how they're going to fund it. Can you guess how they're going to fund their documentary, chat? So it should be good. Welcome everyone. Bill Wonka, welcome to Twitch. Hope you enjoy it. Feeling better than I was yesterday, but I'm still very congested. Still messed up. Very glad I didn't try to do the whole 8-hour stream yesterday. I would have been very not okay. So, let me blow my nose real quick and then we will continue. Sorry about that. There we go. That's a little better. Again, sorry about my voice. But, yeah. So today we're going to be taking a look at the PP show, and I have some other stuff in case it doesn't take the entire time, but it'll probably take the entire time. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start with the PP show. If you want to help support the stream, you can always do so via gift subs, bits, memberships, or super chats. Make sure you like the stream on YouTube, and let's jump in, shall we?
Fellas, how the fuck you doing, man? It's great to see you guys. Hope you guys have been well, man. It's been some time since we've seen you guys here. My hair's all fucked up tonight. Since we've seen you guys here on the PP show, great to see you guys. Hope you guys all have been great, man. We got a special episode here this evening with the Bear Trap, man. It's a special episode here.
The Bear Trap is the name of the documentary.
A lot of the people from the cast are going to be here. We're going to learn a little bit more about this film, what's going on behind the scenes with it as well. So again, thank you guys for joining us for our special here today. Let's get in the legality. We'll jump straight into it. We won't waste any more time here. We do have Travis and also Michael backstage. We'll pull out here, and then we'll start with the Bear Trap here. So keep in mind, man, I am not a financial expert, nor am I a financial advisor, right? So please seek.
How much of an audience does PP have by now? This video, after almost a week, has 3,600 views. And I don't know how many of them are hate watching him. I'm certainly one of them. But his old videos used to get a lot more views. Yeah, he's not doing great, relatively speaking.
The avenues to do so. You're not going to find it here. So
how many of them were me? Just one so far.
Keep that in mind. Keep in mind, any guests who come to the show, man, and nobody here is a professional. So if you hear any opinions, speculation, TA, things like that, keep in mind.
What happened to ABC? That's a good question. I actually don't know. I've not heard from him in a while, though I don't keep tabs on these guys as close as I used to, because they just don't do as much. They don't post as often as they used to. A lot of it's hidden away in their, like, Twitter now too, and I never go to Twitter. I just don't do it.
Man, nobody here is a professional. We like getting together. We like talking about the stock, and that's really all there is to it. How about that PP coin out there, fellas? Last time we talked, we hadn't hit a cent, and looks like it's project's getting better every single day, man. So let's dive into it. Let's not waste any more time here this afternoon. Great to see everybody. So chat, please give a warm welcome to none other than Michael.
Oh, it's the conspiracy theory guy. Yay!
All right, what's going on? Michael, great to see you. How you been, my man?
Been good. You know, it's been a long haul, but I think things are starting to move.
Right on. You look like you just got back from a jog or something, man.
I mean, I've been working out quite a bit.
Right on. All right. Well, good to see you here, Michael. Let's go ahead and welcome in Travis as well.
I hope he just took a shower and it's not actually that much sweat, because that would be a lot of sweat.
Just so we can
Like, imagine if I showed up like this, but I hadn't just showered, and I was just like, nope, this is all, I'm soaking in my own brine, just sweaty, nasty bullshit.
utilize our time here tonight. It's always a pleasure to see you here.
Oh yeah, the PP coin, he has his own crypto token. It's a meme coin. He hasn't made that much money on it.
For Michael.
Now, if he had done the PP coin back around the Pulte times, I think he would have done a lot better, but he waited too long.
Chat, please give a warm welcome to none other than Travis the Stripper. All right, what's going on, Travis? We haven't seen you on the show in quite a long time.
Sorry, I was muted. I was saying, the Hannah coin will come out when they replace me with an AI duplicate after I've been murdered.
Man, how you doing tonight, man? Welcome back.
What's up, PP? What's up, Michael? What's up, chat? Yeah, it's been a while. A few months.
Yes, it has.
Actually. Life's
Too
been
long.
Busy.
Yeah.
Just kids in sport, but things have been great. It's good to be back on the PP show. Good to see everybody. Looking forward to tonight's show.
Right on. All right, excellent, man. Well, cool. Well, let's jump straight into it. We'll welcome number one twice out here first, and then we'll bring the whole cast in. It's going to be a pretty big panel here. Again, if you guys have questions out in the chat, feel free to ask. We also have a thread here on our X if you have some questions here for, again, the guys who are directing this film, man. I mean, I got to say, you know, the bear...
Is he actually a stripper, or is that weird cishet toxic masculinity? He used to be a stripper at one point, and they turned it into a whole meme.
Trap. And again, you know, a lot of questions here tonight. So chat, please give a warm welcome to number one twice.
Oh my God, there's so many intros.
All right, what's going on, my man? Mic test. Can we hear you?
Check.
Yes. All right, perfect. Good. Excellent, man. Good to see you.
Good evening. Thanks for having us.
If you told me the guy in the bottom right was related to Pulte, I'd believe it. Doesn't he look a little bit like Pulte?
Absolutely, yeah. So I guess however you guys want to do this, we'll kind of pull everybody in. I know a lot of people are very anxious to know what's been going on behind the scenes. Also, for those who don't know,
thanks for a 330 stream streak.
The singer that we had for that last song, okay, Carmageddon, is actually here, Aya May. So she's very...
Okay, so chat, here we go. This is part of the stream that's going to get a little weird. They're going to bring on this musician who is, I guess, doing music for their documentary. And the guy who, I don't know if he's her manager, I don't know what his relation is specifically to her, but it has a management vibe. He's going to, in a very hollow and creepy way, talk about her like a product. It's going to be really cynical. It's going to be really weird. And yeah, we're just going to enjoy it. So let's check it out. Let's check out this creepy corporate synergy speak.
Popular. All right. So very big guest we have on our show here tonight as well. I heard some directing for the film is actually going in some of the music that she is creating. So excellent stuff. But yeah, I mean, number one twice, man, wherever you'd like to start, if you want to kind of explain what to everybody out in the chat, we have over 2,000 people tuning in across all of our platforms here tonight. What can some of our audience, our guests out there expect to discuss here this evening?
Yeah, we're gonna cover, you know, a wide spectrum here tonight. We'll discuss fundraising, what we've done in the past, events, writers retreats. We'll share some media from that. We've brought on some new voices, obviously. IMA's joining the team here, so that's pretty important. As you know, you're a musician, you're a drummer, so you know how, you know, music really can bring a project to life. So we've been working on that relationship for a long time, and we're thrilled to have her aboard any capacity. So yeah, we can just start getting members on, and then they can all touch on different pieces. We'll talk, how we've been funded.
Oh, if you hate corporate meetings with like really weird verbiage that sounds artificial, you're gonna hate this, by the way. You're gonna feel like you're at work. You're gonna feel like you're in a Zoom meeting. Zealous with a 54-month streak says, I invest in Hannah through Twitch and have a higher return than these guys. Thank you so much for your subscription.
What we've done in the past.
Anna says, long time no watch. How are you and everything? I'm good, other than I'm getting over a cold. So my voice and my lungs are not ideal, but otherwise I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing?
Etc.
Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and we'll pull everybody in here. So chat, welcome the cast of The Bear Trap here tonight. All right, what's going on? We got everybody here on screen. We got Aya here, Ninja, Leon. We have Handle Bear. We got AP, challenged by Krill. It's always a pleasure to see you. And number one twice. Great to see you guys here. I know some people are trying to join as well. The room is stacked. The room is full. We'll get through a couple people on the panel here. A few people have said they'll drop out, and then we'll pull in everyone else. I think Ramez wants to join us as well. We have a couple people from the GME ETH side as well that will be joining us as well. So take it away, number one twice. Who would you like us to start with here?
Well, she's traveled halfway around the world, so I want to get Aya May up here first.
Absolutely, yeah.
She's no stranger to the power of the mainstream media. We
Okay, here we go. This is the part I'm talking about where he talks in like weird corporate bro code speak, and it comes off as so disingenuous and gross.
We've all seen.
Virginial PP Strew 1361. Thanks for membership on YouTube.
What happens when your favorite stock or your lyrics get in the crosshairs of the mainstream media. So I want to bring her up here. Her song Carmageddon, you heard that on the intro. It's fantastic, but it's been a journey for her, and she's had to deal with censorship and pretty much everything we've seen.
So I'm not going to play any of her music because hold on, am I coming off as loud to you guys at all? Give me a sec. My gain looks like it's really high. Hello, this is me. Talking. Maybe a little high. I don't know. Not loud? Okay. Anyway, her vibe seems to be trying to be Taylor Swift, but for tech bros. She talks about, like, vaccines and, like, Bill Gates buying up farmland in her songs, if you know what I mean. Basically trying to be, like, blonde pop star lady, but for chuds. She's trying to do Sydney Sweeney, but Taylor Swift. Does that make sense? Okay.
With Bed Bath & Beyond or GameStop or IEP, anything, pick it. But yeah, let's get IMA up here.
Sure. Yeah. We do have her up here. Can we get a mic test? IMA.
Hi. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can.
Hi. How are we all?
Good. Yeah, I mean,
I want to be clear, I don't get the vibe that she necessarily believes any of the stuff she sings about. I think it's entirely cynical. I think she has management that's pushing her in this direction, and she's like, sure, whatever. So.
We're doing great. Fill us in a little bit of what you guys have kind of been working on here. I know that a lot of your background is obviously, creating music, things like that. Let's hear it tonight, Aya.
Yeah, so I'm an artist. I live in Australia at the moment. It's daytime for me now. And I'm also a medical doctor, so I do that part-time. And yeah, I've released...
She's a medical doctor part-time.
Carmageddon, you guys heard, and I'm working on some new stuff. And it's
probably stick with your day job.
A few feathers, that's for sure. I think definitely it became a bit of a public thing in Australia. The song went a bit viral and upset a few people and made a lot of people feel also less alone, which is cool. But yeah, I'm just working on an album at the moment and just trying to like bat off the controversy as I go along.
All right, excellent stuff. Number one twice. Go ahead, my man.
What a great interview, PP. You're so good. What a great follow-up question you didn't ask.
Yeah, brother. So really what inspired me to kind of reach out to her, I saw her and Ian Carroll talking to one another, and I was just, and Tim and I, we're back office guys, so we're like, how the fuck are we going to pay for a music budget? Like, this is getting really expensive really quickly. We need allies here. We need people to help us with this. And we took a shot at IMA, and we shot for the stars. I think she's fantastic. I love her lyrics. I think all of her songs are good. I'm a little biased now, but I would love to see her as part of the Bear Trap docuseries, either using music she's already written or maybe creating something new to help us tell our story. Our relationship has been mostly very poorly made memes going back and forth, lots of emails. Time zone differences are very challenging, but we're bringing her to the United States, and I think that's really cool. We have a team behind us that has stepped up. We're bootstrapping everything. It's costly. We're going through the visa
We're bootstrapping everything.
process, so that that's hellacious if you've ever dealt with lawyers. They're trying to get you for every nickel and dime every the way. So
Yeah.
that's been a vetting process in it of itself. But in the short term, we're looking to get her to the Art of Meme event in January in Fort Lauderdale.
Excellent.
That's gonna be so good. Please film it. Please live stream it. I'm begging you.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And Aya, do you go Aya or Aya May?
Oh, either's fine.
Okay. Do you have any GameStop shares?
PP. I don't think you understand the grift that you're currently engaging in. This is embarrassing even by your standards. Please stop. She doesn't give a fuck about GameStop. She doesn't give a fuck about GameStop, PP.
I don't know.
We got to get Aya some GameStop shares here, fellas, for sure.
We didn't want to bribe her.
Sure.
Yeah,
Let's go.
right on. All right, good stuff. Wherever you guys kind of want to go. I mean, I know that, obviously you guys have been working close with a lot of this music. I mean, what else is kind of happening behind the scenes here, number one twice, that you'd like to cover?
Oh my god, he's such a bad interviewer. What a vague question that doesn't actually direct where the interview is going whatsoever. So what else is new, interviewee? You're here to direct the course of the interview, right? Fennikagami with 40 bits says, fun fact, after 3 straight movie flops, Sydney Sweeney is now trying to backpedal on her MAGA stuff. She won't name the problems people had with their genes, eugenics, but is now saying she does agree with the views people have does agree with the views people have interpreted from the ad. Important to note that she has done this only after American Eagle replaced her with Martha Stewart. Sorry, having trouble speaking today. Apologies.
I don't know if you...
Carp Cozian with the 7 stream streak says, I got the color art for my book today. Things are close to being done. Hell yeah.
You want to save your I don't know how much time you have.
I hate being sick, by the way. It's a hindrance. When you're older, being sick is way harder. What's up with that? Why is my body failing me?
Or how long you can stay on the show, but if you would like to play a snippet from your upcoming song,
I feel like if I was 23 right now, it'd be whatever.
That'd be great, and then
But I'm not 23.
we can move on to the next topic, because I would like to get into some of the writing, some of the research, and some of the work the lead writing team, led by Challenge by Krill.
Bravo Needs Bacon with $1 tip says, Happy Sunday, Hannah. You're my 5th most watched streamer this year. Hell yeah, thank you.
Has done in the past, is working on presently, and have planned for the future. But if we do, is that cool, Aya? Can we do this? Because this song is unreleased. I think it's great.
Do you have access to that?
It's in the thread, PP. If you can pull that up, I believe it's the X thread that I sent you. It's probably the last video in that thread.
Yeah, so this song's coming out December 5, and it's well, you guys will see. It's a bit of a banger.
It's a bit of a banger. You can't say that about your own song. That's embarrassing. What if I was like, hey, check out my new video, it's a banger. I'm gonna have to skip the song, pretty obviously.
Are you a Nazi? Are you a peace?
Is that enough of a sample for you to get what her vibe is? Do you get it? Do you get it?
You're just a citizen, and you're still on a leash.
Is that enough? Do we get that? Anyone? No? Okay.
It doesn't matter which thing you choose. At the end of the game, you lose. There's a chess piece and a board for the Raiders.
Okay, I gotta skip it. I want to play it for you guys, but I know I'm gonna get copyrighted. Yeah, it's like Chud or Chud adjacent shit at best, and it's not very good. Like, even beyond, like, there's music and art that I've seen that I vehemently disagree with the message, but go like, oh, okay, but like, the song's good. No, it's bad. It's slop.
That gave me the chills.
Excellent stuff.
Yeah, so when you hear in those lyrics, you know, divide and conquer, that it's you know, the oldest trick in the game.
I can't hear you guys. Can you?
Can you hear?
Regina with the $10 tip says, feel better soon. Thank you very much for the tip.
Oh, exit out and try rejoining.
She's a roll away.
Just refresh.
The internet
I
does
think I've
take
lost
long.
sound.
We got you, Aya.
We can hear her, but I guess she can't hear us.
I'm back. Sorry, guys. I just lost you guys for a second.
All right, can you hear us?
Yeah, apparently we don't have good reception out in Australia. We're just too far away.
Yeah. Excellent stuff. I mean, and I hope we're not going to get a copyright strike or anything for that, right?
I'll check on that one. Not sure.
I do want to point out, the songs are listed in the description, which does mean she did copyright them. I want to point that out. She's getting money for this video and PP is not, because they didn't clear any of this with her label or whatever. So, like, she's getting the money for this video instead of PP because of how YouTube's monetization system works. That's so fucking funny that they didn't even communicate any of this. So now she gets all the money for this video.
Okay, sounds good. All right, excellent stuff. Well, number one twice. Who else would you like to share a little bit of stuff here tonight? And Aya, again, we love having you here at the PP Show.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's great to connect.
Cheers.
What
I
a
definitely want to get
vacuous,
challenged.
what a vacuous statement. It's great to connect. I have a lot to say. I have opinions that I will be specific about so as not to upset my audience. It's so great to connect.
By Krill up here. He is the lead writer, running the writing team. And then anybody feel free, you know, Tim, Ian, jump in and supplement. But, you know, we have some bullet points that he can cover. But without further ado, challenge by Krill, please, by all means.
Yeah, take it away.
Gentlemen, PP, very good to see you. Michael, long time no see. I miss playing poker with you. Travis, where the hell have you been? Everybody else, I see you too often except IMA, but I'm on my way to Australia soon, and we'll deal with that later. So, guys, there's so much to discuss with this documentary that couldn't possibly do it in the amount of time we have. But I
Why didn't you schedule more time then?
really want to express to everybody how important it is for us to tell the story that's never been told.
Except in the variety of other documentaries about this. This is Financial Advice by Dan Olson, the James Janney documentaries about GME and Bed Bath & Beyond respectively, of which I was part. Like, really? This story has been told multiple times by multiple people. You just don't like the narrative that is spun when you look at it from a realistic perspective, so you gotta come up with your own bullshit. Annoying.
There has been no media depiction of any portion of this event.
That's just a lie. That's literally just a lie.
From Dumb Money to that James Janney nonsense, or whatever his name
You can tell it's nonsense because I'm in it.
is, to everything in between that has come close to telling this story. And, you know, this started as the germ of an idea. Handlebar is really the impetus for this. He is somebody who has an unbelievable skill at bringing people together and getting the best out of everyone. Really is like the maestro of an orchestra, and he's very subtle with his brilliant ways. Ian is not here right now. So Tim, Ian, and I have been primarily working on the writing sessions. Now with Ian,
Bill says Houston Wade recently thought GameStop tweeted at him. They said, Houston, we have a problem over lunar power packs. Now that's paranoid delusion.
I'm really more the good looks and the brains of the operation. Ian just kind of gets in the way. He doesn't really do much, but we're bringing him along. He doesn't have a lot of media exposure.
Houston Wade was into 2024 election conspiracies, by the way. So a real class act.
Either, so he's probably nervous to come up, PP. He's not used to being in front of big crowds.
Sure.
We have going through this story. I mean, I lived it. I was there pre-sneeze. I have a lot of resources and time invested in both Bed Bath and GME, and there are so many moments that I forgot as I went through. Which is so we're bringing a lot of people in from the community, and we're going to continue to bring more people in, and we're finding these threads that we're pulling on throughout the documentary, and I just want to go over a few of them really quickly to let everybody know kind of what our thought process is. So it really occurred to us pretty early on that at the heart of this story is the age-old father and son legacy story playing out in the digital age with Teddy Cohen and Ryan Cohen.
They are so obsessed with turning like this guy's life into mythology so bad. I don't know what Ryan Cohen's relationship was with his father, nor do I care. Imagine if your personal investment strategy hinged on having a slavish devotion to the mythology of a man's relationship with his dead father. That's fucked up. Miss Quilanius with 53 months says, invest in Hannah stock. You think going to the moon is a big deal? This one's going to Venus, or whatever planet she wants. Venus sounds good.
And if you see the principles and the values that Teddy passed to Ryan, it's at the core of everything going on right now. So Ryan said the 5 most important principles that Ted brought to him were watch your expenses, delight your customer.
We're going to watch this documentary on stream, right? I don't think it's actually going to get made. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, because of course I want to watch it on stream. But I kind of doubt it. I doubt it's going to get made, and if it does, they're going to do something stupid, like sell it as an NFT, probably.
The person others want to follow. I mean, how much has he become that? And this was from an interview prior to this whole GME saga. Take the long view, and we always have to remember that with Ryan. This Bed Bath story, if that's not taking the long view, then nothing is. And trust yourself. And every single person...
Hearing them talk about investments being long-term things is so interesting. Just like 4 years ago on Super Stonk, if you had implied that the GameStop thing was going to take months, much less years or decades, they would have, like, told you to get the fuck out for being a fudster. You know what I mean? Like, this idea that, like, oh, this is a long-term play, that is so antithetical to where this all started, it's hilarious. Like, people would get upset in the early days that you said it would take 3 weeks for MOAS to happen. Now we're talking about decades, and they're, like, acting as though nothing has changed at all. Drives me crazy. H Baird with 40 bits says, BBBY is a listed stock again. It is a different stock, but yes, that ticker is alive again. If it turns out that a bunch... If it turns out that a bunch of people buy in because of PP and it moons, but because they all had their old BBBY that got canceled, they got nothing, I'm gonna laugh. They don't care about the new BBBY stock. They're aware of it. They don't really care.
Especially everyone who invested in Bed Bath, but GME investors themselves had to watch their expenses, had to take the long view, had to trust themselves more than they probably...
Sorry. Turns out the government did kill James Rink, and they're trying to kill me too. because I know too much about him. So there you go. If I die, it's a conspiracy. It's like Candyman. I was too interested in investigating the conspiracies that I became one.
Ever have on an enormous investment that went bankrupt and ultimately has seen 2 years of their lives waiting to see, or more than that, waiting to see whether or not this investment comes to fruition. Spoiler alert, it does and will. Just don't ask me for a date.
Spoiler alert, unfounded claims here. Altered Undying with 100 bits says, I was watching yesterday's streams and I had a horrible realization that the Milkman level in Psychonauts is a realistic view of someone with gang stalking delusions. Also, I am the Milkman. My milk is delicious. I fucking love Psychonauts. I played Psychonauts 2 a couple months ago for the first time. I was surprised. Really good sequel. I love Psychonauts. I really like Tim Schafer's games. Hey, Freyline.
We also saw the song Carmageddon is such a perfect. First of all, it's a phenomenal song, and it was such a banger to lead into this whatever stream with. But
whatever stream, very respectful to PP. Hype Train. If you want to help the Hype Train, you can use bits or subs.
The lyrics are very particular to what we experienced during COVID. Now, there's a story of what happens when there's an unintended consequence. The elite, whoever it was that benefited from COVID, the transfer of wealth, they made one enormous mistake. They did not anticipate what would happen if everyone was locked inside en masse and had access to the internet and rallied around. There have been multiple stories here, but
we're just straight up getting into entire like COVID conspiracies, acting as though COVID was orchestrated.
Really, for us, rallied around what happened with GameStop. One thing I've discovered is the shutting.
What's my best Skyrim build? Oh, I'm a basic bitch. I like Stealth Archer. That's my go-to. I know.
The shutting of the buy button set off 10,000 individual fireworks. Everyone's story from that moment on has gone in different directions and is coalescing again now in ways that no one in this community even knows yet. I will say that. And I've only been recently privy to, and in ways that we do all know. That was the big moment in this story, that the shutting of the buy button. That story is only ending soon. Not ending, but this chapter of that story began there and is only going to be ending soon, and where a new chapter will begin. The other components of this story are we have the end of the pre-digital era, and we're moving into the digital era. So cooperation is.
Wait, we are in the pre-digital era?
Is going to be the thing that defines this era. So
buzzword.
Niche communities that can cooperate, share information, maintain focus on a goal are going to be as powerful as Goldman Sachs, in the financial, but in other areas as well. Because
that's sort of a dog whistle. Not a dog whistle, that'd be the wrong term, I guess. That's a shibboleth. He's using sort of what was said at one of the Pulte events, where someone said and implied that retail investors would be as powerful as Goldman Sachs. So he's bringing back the hits. We're really playing the hits to try and raise money here.
Because with blockchain and with transparency, the limiting of access to
how long did they hire Chody Swift for?
Opportunity has completely changed, and we're documenting that through this story. Anyone who watches this documentary is gonna be empowered to kind of get involved in these type of plays in the future. Beyond that, we've made unbelievable connections in this saga, and one of them recently was, we saw the Staplergate.
Yes, the undies.
The undies.
Yes,
and
we the talk of the town. Sorry.
Wow, they really have to pretend like that shit's the funniest thing ever. Look at them acting as though it's like really funny. Oh my god.
And see if they wanted to, play.
The Staplegate thing, for those that don't know, when the Nintendo Switch 2 released, there was a particular GameStop location that destroyed like everyone's Nintendo Switch 2s because they stapled the receipts to the box, which is typical for GameStop when they're selling consoles. But the way that the Switch 2 was packaged, the screen was like facing the outside of the box, which like I like to dunk on GameStop as much as the next shit poster. That's fine, but that is really bad packaging design. Putting the face of your screen facing outward in your packaging, that is pretty bad. Anyway, they did turn this into a charity thing where GameStop auctioned off the stapler, the staple, and a pair of Ryan Cohen's underwear, and they got like $250,000. I personally think that Ryan Cohen bought it himself, for basically PR, but that's unfounded. That's just a vibe. Who knows who actually bought it?
Or be involved in that portion of the documentary.
Sure.
Well, that relationship, like so many, has taken on a life of its own. And now
Why his underwear? Because they're obsessed with the man.
we have created this event, the Art of Meme. We're going to be displaying all the Nintendo Switch, the underwear. We have a lot of special items planned that we're not going to discuss yet. We have an FBB4 representative here. There's more excitement than I can even get into, really. We're really brimming right now with just unbelievable opportunities. And all of that is going to be in this story.
And sorry, we do have Ian here with us too. Ian, great to see you. We finally were able to get him in here. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I was backstage. I was relegated backstage. I think I messed it up.
PP, do you have access? Do you have access to some of the like legacy stuff that we've done already up to date? It should be in that thread. We have a lot of photos from the Atlanta promo shoot, which actually I think you and Travis were at that. I know Michael was challenged by Curl, the Bear Trap team. Ian, that was our first shoot with Ian. We got plenty of.
And while PP pulls that up
Yep.
too,
Yes.
I might jump in as one other piece of the writing situation. There's a huge elephant in the room for all of us, for everyone that's been in this play since the beginning, and especially for like I know that PP's been holding down the fort for like the whole community for years, basically at this point, keeping them.
Holding down the fort is a weird way to say continually attempting to enrich himself based on giving false hope to an entire community of deluded gambling addicts.
Momentum going, keeping the news going, keeping the cycle of like the DD going. And I think that everyone has their own theories about what's going on and about like what is it going on? Like at this point,
What is going on? What happened is your company went bankrupt and you don't have shares. That's it. That's it. That's the company. That's what's going on. End of story. Period.
I think a lot of investors are probably like tripping out. And obviously we're not going to give away the whole scoop right now, but we're trying to make a
Oh, shut up. You don't know dick or shit. Stop acting like you have some inside tip about Bed Bath & Beyond.
documentary about the whole story, and the whole story has an ending that hasn't happened yet, right?
Correct.
And everyone out there is totally wondering.
You know what this is? That's the fat lady singing. Your investment is over. Please seek help.
Like, what's the ending, and who knows the ending, and like, wait, like, is there an ending? And what I'll just say is that we're making this documentary because we've been working on trying to get the story, and that's nebulous, and it's hard to get to. It's hard to get to the center of what's really going on. But we 100% believe that the story is definitely still happening, and it is definitely still coming to fruition. And all of our years in there trying to figure out what exactly the shape of where it's going has only confirmed our suspicions that the way we've written it is right, in terms of we've written it in a series of episodes leading into today, and we've left at least the final episode to tell the story of what's about to happen and what's to come.
Yeah.
And
What's about to happen, he says confidently, even though there is nothing about to happen. I feel a little bad for the singer lady. Like, she probably sucks too, but she's just has nothing to say here. Why is she even here?
we've had our doubts in the past too. We've all had our different doubts at different times in the saga, different waverings.
Pickles Bunny says, sorry, just to clarify, they're talking about BBB, but the company currently called BB&B and a different legally separate company they do not have shares in. Yes, they are talking about BBBYQ, the former Bed Bath & Beyond stock ticker that they held until the end. They are not talking about the current BBBY, which is a separate company that bought the name and ticker for Bed Bath & Beyond, which is a separate company that happens to be wearing Bed Bath & Beyond's name and logo like a skin suit.
Of the
It's leather facing. It's leather facing a company.
conviction, so to speak. But as we've gotten closer and closer to what exactly is going on and when exactly will it go on, we've become more and more convicted that this story needs to be told, and it needs to be told by investors that were here the whole time. And that is a huge part of why we're doing this stream and why we're doing this event that we're about to tell you guys about, is because we've realized that it is time for us to fund this documentary and get ready to pull trigger on getting ready to film, getting ready to roll tape.
Oh, you mean by we are going to fund it? You mean yourself, right? You certainly don't mean you're going to ask a bunch of people in the audience of PP who cannot afford it to give you money for this documentary, right?
Yeah.
And part of what we're going to talk about today is that the most important thing about a documentary about this whole saga is that it's not captured by big money. It's not captured
Exactly.
by investors. It's not captured.
It's not captured by big money. We need to capture your little money. Give us your little money.
By outside shit, because we all know how that goes.
Correct.
And so we went back and forth a million times on how do we...
What are the chances this documentary actually gets filmed? 2%.
Because it costs like $1 million and more to film a legitimate series that is actually of high quality.
Oh, don't worry. This isn't legitimate, nor will it be high quality, so you can do it for way less than that.
Actually can get the screen time it deserves.
Right.
And so we've gone back and forth on where do we get the money? Do we go to the community? Do we go to like outside investors that we try to trust?
Mhm.
And what we've realized is that we can fundraise it. We can make this happen in ways that have no strings attached, that aren't going to like private equity or billionaire investors, and aren't going to like people that are like legitimately already have their whole house in the freaking stock, because that's not a good solution either, obviously, right? Like we don't want to fundraise directly from the community from people that are just trying to buy more shares. And so
they're gonna anyway.
We found a really cool middle ground for how to throw events that will access. We'll get into it. We'll get into how we're going to raise money basically by splitting it for charity and splitting it for telling the story.
Okay, so here's the thing. If I wanted to give money to charity, I would just give money to charity. Why would I put money in a bowl that says 50-50 charity and scam documentary? Because that's what he's doing. He's acting as though this is a good thing to do, to give them money, because they will give half to charity and only use half of it to make their documentary. But in reality, that's just lampshading. You're lampshading what you're doing and trying to say, well, we're giving half of it to charity. Okay, if I want to give money to charity, I'll just give money to charity. This doesn't make any sense. This feels like you're using the charity as a shield to deflect any criticism. So when people say, this is a bad idea, no one should give money to it, they'll be like, well, it's for charity. Not really, though, because if it was for charity, you'd just give money to charity. No money would be going to you. It's nonsense.
But we're stoked on it because it comes.
H. Baird says, to be fair, the documentary would be more content for you, so maybe be the only person this makes sense for. I'm the only person who would benefit from this documentary. I firmly agree with that. I agree.
With no strings attached, and it allows the story to be told in its original form with no way to modify it outside of like the way that it really happened.
Yeah, it's very raw, and and again, like you said, it's very important that the right people are also telling the story, right? It's the people who experience it, it's the people who are going to tell you exactly what happened, right? And you're right,
the people will continue to string you along for years in the hopes that you throw them money to sell you false hope.
Typically you get a lot of those scenarios where big money comes in, or maybe even influence with some of these projects that get funded, and the story starts to change, right? So I think that's very
people start
key.
To get phone calls. People start to get nudged and pressured.
Right.
And I see that a lot in my job and in my kind of side of the world over there.
Sure.
And we've seen it a million times in here in GameStop, and even within the community of GameStop, Bed Bath, all this stuff. Like we've all seen various versions of we don't all agree. And some people like in the community are almost against the community. There's everything in here, right? And so we've intentionally written it in a way, which Kevin alluded to, that we aren't here to pick sides and pick which story is which. Like we'll report on the facts of what has happened, and we'll report on the facts of what's happening as we release this thing and the ending. but we're also going to try to tell it in a way where through interviews with community members that get spliced into the documentary, we tell the narrative storyline of everyone from like the hardcore Bed Bath tinfoiler to the GameStop only. It's just GameStop.
I like that.
To the fucking shills. We're going to try to get some shills to give their perspective.
Yeah,
get
Unironically, if anyone who isn't a crazy person agrees to be in this documentary, I'm taking your not a crazy person card. Like, I was in the James Janney thing for a decent bit, so if they reached out to me and were like, hey, do you want to be part of our Bear Trap documentary? The answer is no! Do not agree to sit down in front of a camera for these people. Do you know how people can edit you to make you look like you're saying things you don't say? And none of these people are honest. Zero of these people have a shred of integrity in their entire body. So if anyone asks you to be in this documentary, the answer is no. Okay, glad we covered that.
Get the really
mainstream media
toxic
to
ones.
tell their perspective, and like the family member of the investor that YOLO'd their whole house, and the family members tripping out,
Jesus.
like my little Timmy is gone crazy. And
Mhm.
so in that way, we're gonna give the audience the experience of like feeling the story through all of our eyes, hopefully, more or less, like through a version of all of our eyes. So that way the audience can try to like pick what's going on and try to solve the mystery themselves as they go through it.
Mhm.
And that way we can represent the full scope of the story we've all lived through in hopefully the best way possible, where everyone will feel represented and through our own voices, through community members' interview voices, being able to tell their side of the story around whatever is actually the factual narrative that underlies it all, which PP, you've been a huge part of lacing together on this show right here over the years, from actually reading and actually sourcing and actually trying to like dig it all up. So it's the combination of telling it in a way that gets everyone's views and then funding it in a way that doesn't let anyone come in and tell us what we can and cannot say. And we think we've hit the sweet spot, and it's like time to go. And so that's
100%.
why this stream is happening, and that's why we're so freaking stoked
Yeah.
to pull the trigger, essentially.
Right on.
Well said,
Excellent
Ian.
stuff. Yeah.
And up to this date, we've only funded we've bootstrapped this.
Oh yeah,
and that
they absolutely jerk each other off throughout this. It's crazy. The amount of just like filleting. Terrible.
began from within our tight core GameStop and Bed Bath & Beyond community. And it actually began just like a lot of things began, like a conversation in a bar or a restaurant. After meeting Handlebar at a tiki bar and, him pitching me about this docuseries project, I was like, all right, yeah, I've never done this before, but absolutely I'll do it. That segued into meeting Anand Patel at the first Pulti meetup in New York City. He was the first guy I met walking through the door. He's here with us now. And he was actually the first investor in the Bear Trap docuseries. We shut down a Mexican restaurant with our wives, and we were basically asked to leave. But we got a lot of...
Pickles Bunny says they're basically playing Stocks, the tabletop RPG at this point. Yeah, they've turned it into a competitive role-playing game where they're all competing for the cash of the viewers. Ugh.
A lot done at that dinner. We weren't rowdy, but we stayed late, and it was an unbelievable connection, and I knew it was right from the jump. And Anand's an amazing kind of guy. He's an activist investor. He's a CEO. He has like 700 reoccurring clients.
Wow.
He's the board of director of our company. He's a gangster, and he's not gonna he's very humble. I'm not, so I'm.
For some reason, white businessmen calling other people gangsters just makes me roll my eyes. He's a real gangster.
I'm gonna brag for him, and I just wanted him to touch on that because it's basically been him, some Boston police officers.
He's such a gangster. He notarizes all his deductions.
And members of the community. I don't know if they want to be named or not, so I'm not going to put them on blast. But thank you so much for getting us to this point, and we couldn't do it without you guys. But I do want Anand to just touch on that a little bit and kind of where we're at from the web design and all the stuff that he's done to get us to this point before we kind of get into the next phase of tonight.
Yeah, please take it away for us.
Yeah, PP. First and foremost, thank you to you for. I was one of the early listeners of the PP show, trying to fall asleep every night, realizing I lost all my Bed Bath and Beyond money, and somewhere I think we realize that we just may come out of it and get something. So thanks
I
to
think
you.
No, you were correct the first time. You were lulled into a sense of false comfort by this man. I don't know how he did it. He has no charisma, but he somehow lulled you. Please stop being lulled.
To keep the community together. So I just randomly sent a message to Connor on X like a couple years ago, and he happened to be in town after the Atlanta Pulte event. And I said, you know what, let's grab dinner. I want you, our wives know each other. Let's grab dinner. And that went from like 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock that night. And somewhere he brought up this Bear Trap documentary project. And I think, like what Ian alluded to, Connor and I discussed raising capital from internally as much as we can, just so we can control the
Oh my god, he has a case of Batman toys.
story and we can control the
I know, hypocrisy. I am aware of what is behind me. I am aware of my own hypocrisy, laughing at that. I get it.
narrative and everything around it. So I told Connor, if you're raising money, I'd love to. I have, meager amount of money that I can put toward it, but it's something to kind of kickstart the project. And for me, it's a legacy thing. I think this documentary, for any of us that have kids or plan to have kids, I think this documentary is one of those things that you kind of put in the time capsule when we're gone hundreds of years from now. That, hey, we were part of the few that
The idea that anyone would even know what Bed Bath & Beyond is hundreds of years from now is hilarious.
believed, and we were part of the few
Like,
that
no one will care.
wanted to tell the story. And so I think that was kind of the main reason for, my involvement. So all credit to the writers, and I've told Connor this many times, but he's the glue of the community, from our perspective, because he keeps everybody, together and keeps all the calls organized and keeps us on track. And so I'm happy to play like my really, really small part of the story. So thank you to all, and, let's go.
excellent stuff. All right, I love it, man. Yeah, I mean, it seems like we have, the right people kind of backing this project. So I love it, man. Love to hear it.
Thanks, Anand. And that's kind of brought us to some events. Obviously we did the Atlanta promo shoot. We did the Tall Ships event in Boston, and like all of this has really allowed us to gel as a team. The writers retreat was probably one of the
They think rich people will save them? What kind of delusion is this? Capitalism.
most important things we've done, which took place in Cape Cod and Vermont. There's this fortress in the woods in Vermont called Songbird Haven. It's
got a thin blue line plaque of some kind.
Outrageous ski house that my buddy and his family own.
His buddy's family's ski house. I don't think I've brought it up, but isn't it funny how obviously like a lot of these people come from like Nepo baby situations? Like a lot of these people, not PP, but like the people working on the documentary itself are clearly like rich asshole kids who've never had a real problem in their life. And they just get to do whatever they want with daddy's money. They're using terms like bootstrap. And what they mean by bootstrap is they ask daddy for money to do a documentary. That's what they consider bootstrapping. These people are shit, is what I am saying. They are shit on the bottom of my shoes, and I wish I could scrape them off.
We're gonna have to go back there at some point, but a lot was born there, and then that took us to today. And the writing sessions have never stopped, the research never stops, and that's when, challenged by Krill, the team, all of you in the public, saw the Staplegate, and I don't know about you guys, I didn't know what the heck to think.
Them acting as though the Staplegate thing is a big deal in real life is so funny to me.
Know who was behind that. I was glued to the screen. I'm like, who the hell paid $250,000 for a stapler, a broken Nintendo, and some gently used underwear?
Well, were they gently used? I don't know. I mean, we haven't verified that yet.
Well, we do have some
no one has verified this.
And question, you can interrogate them. I suggest you do. We
They'll
do
be on
have-
display too, and you can come and examine them for yourself.
I'm
Sure.
going to look very
Hey.
closely at them. I'm going to
Hey.
see if they're used or not.
Yeah.
There will be no direct sniffing of Ryan's underwear at the
You
event.
charge like $5 to
We'll
sniff
have
them.
heavy security.
Reminder that these is a group of people that are incredibly homophobic too. What's up with that? Why are the most homophobic people the weirdest about like this kind of shit? Do all sorts of jokes about like gay stuff. It's so bizarre.
To ensure no sniffing.
$5 is
behind glass.
Yeah, you don't want to see the security team. They'll throw you through the window. I mean, wait till you meet Jamie. The guy's a unit. But anyways, do we have DC in here with Ninja? I know Ramez is running a little late. I don't know if he's in here yet.
So right now we're maxed out in terms of capacity. So maybe a few people if they want to drop out. I know that Anand had said okay.
Anand just pop smoke.
Okay, he just
Anand
did.
is
So
the humblest man on this planet, and he's our moral
Gone.
compass. He's always
a good man.
so perceptive, and he's so moral that I'm always going to Anand for like, hey, what just happened, and how do we feel about it? Like, are you feeling what I'm feeling, Anand? Dude's a legend.
yeah, he's a good guy. I remember meeting him at one of the Pulte events as well. We have one spot open, number one twice. So, or if you want, we have Leon here. We also have Ninja. I mean, we can give the stage to someone else while we wait as well.
Let's bring so if Drew's here, jump in. If not, I do want to bring Leon up here. He's representing Network Access Group.
Sure. Yeah.
We haven't talked a lot about Art of Meme yet, but he's going to be our primary media partner for that, and we have a lot we can do at the event. I love getting independent media involved, especially news media.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to see what he can cook up. Maybe some sort of media day before the actual event, maybe a couple hours before it, if we get all our ducks in a row. But I do want Leon to come up and kind of explain a little bit about what Network Access Group really is all about and how they kind of see themselves tying into the Art of Meme exhibit.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go ahead and pull him up here. Leon, please take the stage, my man. And we do have
he's 12.
2 spots available. So if either one of those, if Ramez or anyone else wants to join, they're free too. Leon, go ahead, man. Let's hear it.
Perfect. Can you guys hear me? All good?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, guys. This is an absolutely awesome show. Love the Bear Trap guys. And we are really excited to be a part of this event. We are sort of a hybrid company. We're an information technology startup. First, we're building an information delivery platform that sort of boils down and just delivers factual information to our readers. And we are all about community, just like these guys. We love these grass.
It's the Tech Bro Circle Jerk Hour. We have to pretend like your personal project is good. We have to pretend the thing you started with your daddy's money's worth it instead of you being just a stupid fail son. We have to jerk each other off because our parents don't love us, so we have to act like all our stupid projects are. I don't know. That's the bit. The bit is they're insufferable. These people are fucking insufferable. Please make it stop. My first channel with 18 months says, oh god, great song. This sub baby's name is going to be Circle. Last name Jerk.
Grassroots initiatives. So we developed our own media sort of organization as well, in part to help market our upcoming product, but also to work on incredible projects with groups just like these guys. And bring in a bunch of creators we work with, like podcast hosts.
What percentage of corporate meetings are just them sucking each other's dicks? What percentage is just them being like, we're so proud to be working with all of you. We are so excited to be collaborating with your organization. You have such an incredible track record of synergizing with other organizations. We just cannot wait to anticipate for all of the corporate synergy.
Hosts, live streamers, short form media series creators. We are just really thrilled to help cover this event, build up the hype, get some group, conversations really flowing, and just amplify the voice of this entire event. It's amazing, especially these guys. We're all about the same stuff. Community. You guys are one of the most tight-knit communities on the planet. I absolutely love to see it, and I'm so happy to be a part of it.
Heaven's Gate was pretty close too.
Well, but I just can't wait for this event.
All right, right on. Cool. And you're going to be down at the event as well. You guys are going to be are you guys partially sponsoring it, or what's your role with the event itself?
Yes, we'll absolutely be down there. We'll be there in person. We're going to fly out some of our creators to come join us, hopefully set up this media day, host some live podcasts, bring guests, organizers, patrons, everyone to just get their voice out there and talk about what's so awesome about the event, the entire story, the artifacts, everything. It's just going to be an extremely awesome experience.
All right, excellent stuff. Number one twice. You have anything else to add, or Mother Squeezer?
I do. I first met Leon way back. It was over a year ago now at Rescue the Republic in DC, and family-owned media company, and it's feels like they're helping us to put on. We're not gonna live stream the event itself.
Why is he saying family-owned media company like it has the same vibe as like a family-owned country store? Like, is he under the impression that at the size, like there's no such thing as a small media company? Not really, you know what I mean? Not in the same way that you think of a small business. So him saying the term family-owned media company, again, like the Murdochs, I'm not getting a good vibe from what you're saying. I think in your head, you think I'm picturing like, oh, a good old family-owned media company. There's no such thing. It's a media company. It's a large conglomerate. Like, there's no tiny, folksy media company, you psychos, you insane, rich, nepo baby sacks of dog shit. You absolute nutbags.
We're going to produce a whole bunch of media that we're going to pull out, make video from, and then do live streaming with that later to summarize it for everybody and to kind of give everyone the experience of being there without like messing up like the sick experience of the night by trying to throw a live stream and everything,
right,
and make it run to a live stream schedule.
Yeah, that can get kind of hectic, crazy. You know how the events would be.
Yeah, we're trying to have fun at the event, and then we'll share it with everyone else afterwards.
Yeah,
and so Leon and Network Access Group and the whole team are going to be involved in sponsoring it and in helping with the media stuff. And Leon's a total legend, family-owned media startup.
Awesome.
Family-owned media startup.
Hell yeah. He didn't even mention his dad's a total G and an absolute card shark.
His dad's a G. Again, white tech bros trying to take, like, this language is so cringe. What a total G. By the way, I grew up in a McMansion. I could definitely use this language and not sound like a dickbag. Does he know that playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas when he was 6 years old does not make him from the streets? You know what I mean? Like, what is he talking about?
A total
Beware playing him in poker. Beware. Can we get Ramez in here? I want to ask him some questions.
Yes. Let's go ahead and pull in Ramez in here real quick.
A family-owned media startup, so his dad gave him money to start a media startup. Yeah, they're all nepo babies. These people are fucking pathetic losers. And you know the worst part? They're going to be more successful than all of us every day for the rest of their lives because they were born on third base but have been told they hit a triple. Their lives are going to be wonderful, full of very little struggle. They're going to get to do whatever they want. You're going to follow their stupid dreams, and a lot of them are fail, but they can follow them because they're rich nepo baby assholes, and they get to live wonderful lives of splendor off the backs of actual working people, and they don't even know they're doing it because they're so insulated and self-deluded by the lives they lead, they don't understand how lucky they are. America! Yay!
And then we also have Ninja here that we'll go to. Chat will give a warm welcome to Ramez, man.
Yeah, famously, you're supposed to look up to Tony Montana. Tony Montana wants to fuck his sister. I swear to God, these people don't even watch the movies they reference.
All right, what's going on? Ramez, how you doing, my man?
Good, how are you?
Very good, man. Great to see you. Welcome to the PP Show.
Thank you.
There he is.
Yes, long time.
Long time. Good to see you, man. Hope you're well.
You too. Yeah, everything is good. Thank you.
Ramez, thanks for coming, brother. You look good.
Thank you.
Oh, are you coming live from Art of Meme right now? Are you in the exhibit?
What's that? Oh yeah, we're gonna be here all night.
Love that. I feel like I don't really need to give you an introduction, but I should anyways for the new people watching tonight. Ramez, I think the first time I met you was at the very first Pulte meetup in New York City. I had no idea who you were, but immediately you made an impact. I was observing that event. I was, kind of there to help out Pulte. He was getting some threats of violence, so I was kind of there in a working capacity. So I wasn't drinking. I was just watching everybody. I watched you. I saw you moving around the crowd, and I heard you offering to get people's hotel rooms, their flights, help these people get to Pulte events, and I thought that was very notable. So it was definitely memorable, and then the rest is history. Look what you've done. I mean, I think every single event that we've done since meeting, you've got people there. You've bought their groceries, for crying out loud. I've seen it all online. I've seen it all playing out, and now we're experiencing that ourselves. For guys that are bootstrapping an event, everybody who's ever started a business or done anything from scratch realizes how difficult that is. And if you're trying to host an event, taking care of all the logistics can be a nightmare, but having to worry about funding every penny of it along the way is just a headache. But when you stepped in and offered up the gallery, that was an incredible lift off of our shoulders. It's everything for us. I mean, we can't do the event without you. So we're very greatly appreciative of that. We've met you several times. We've come down to Florida. We've had great experiences with you. I love the location. I think it's really going to do the underwear, the stapler, the Nintendo justice. Let's see. I there's a lot people don't know about you. I know you've done things behind the scenes with other hospitals and cancer, and that kind of ties in what we're doing here at this event. We're bringing Children's Miracle Network down as a partner, and they're going to be the beneficiary of quite a bit of charity there. I won't get into
half. You said they're getting half, so you get the other half. It's very interesting. I guess it's a perspective, glass half empty, glass half full thing, whereas they're perceiving this as we're giving half of the revenue to a charity, and in my perspective, it's you're only giving half of the revenue to the charity, you're keeping the other half. Like, this is not good. This is not charitable to use the auspice of charity to siphon off 50% of the revenue for yourself, for your vanity project. This is crazy.
To that too heavy, but know that they're going to be. Our goal is to beat the stapler if we can. I don't know if we can do it. That's really up to.
Hamber says, at least if society collapses in 20 to 30 years because we let capitalism and climate change run out of control, at least these insipid Nepo babies will die miserable, disgusting deaths alongside the rest of us. That's something, isn't it? That doesn't do anything for me, unfortunately. I don't care. I don't care what happens to them. I care what happens to, normal people.
Everybody else that's coming.
I don't feel an ounce better at their suffering. And I kind of wish I did, but I don't.
But we're going to take a crack at it, and I think we have a good shot. I guess my question for you, Ramez, is if for those that don't know, what made you get into Bed Bath and GameStop, and why the Bear Trap? Why Art of Meme? Why are we doing this?
So thank you for the acknowledgement first. I have a lot of shares, and I was driving home one day, and I think I started buying it $7, and I was driving back from Orlando to Fort Lauderdale, and I was like, "What is going on?" I had no idea who Ryan Cohen was. Never even heard of this guy before. And I said, I think it was at 24 cents. And I said, I've lost all my money, and I was upset. I was like, I'm going to sell everything, and I'm just going to, whatever couple $1,000 that I'm left with, I'm just going to cash it out. And then I was so upset. I was like, fuck, I've lost everything. Let me lose all of this too. So I was like, let me Google, what are people talking about? And somehow I just stumbled on a PP show. And luckily, I think it was Thursday night it was, and I started watching PP, and then people at that time, I think there were a lot of people just coming to the stage and talking about it. And that first episode, I was like, you know what? I enjoyed it, and I said even if I lose it, it's worth it. And I just started following that PP show every single night. I think it was like 5 days a week or 7 days a week at that time.
Yeah, we were going hard at that time.
Yeah, and
Very hard.
right. And the next thing I know, I was like, oh, okay, who's RC? Then I start researching him. Okay, this is the guy. I have never, ever invested in GameStop in my life. I always thought it was a dumb stock. And I thought, like people who
You invested in Bed Bath and you thought GameStop was stupid? Jesus Christ.
investing into it. And I was never a gamer. Growing up, I never played any games, never was a gamer.
It's always good to invest in markets you fundamentally do not understand, right?
So then I was like, okay, I'm gonna leave it. After 2 weeks, it goes bankrupt, whatever. And then I started talking to the community, and they're like, GameStop. And I was like, you know what? I have some extra money. Let me throw in. I bought my first GameStop, I think 3 years ago, 2.5 years ago. It was like $10.71.
Mm-hmm.
And I kept adding, and I was like, okay, you know what? This is fun. And then that's when I started meeting you guys, like on X, and I was Reddit first, and then on X.
Feels like a support group.
And then the next thing we know, somebody reached out to me. Is like, can you sponsor me? Polter is doing an event in New York. I was like, sure. I was like, I'll go with you. So we flew down and met all these people, and I started enjoying it. And the more and more I started doing research, the more I started talking to the community. Not only that, but outside the community, I started becoming pretty convinced that this is something solid. And then I honestly didn't know anything about the corruption, that's going on behind closed doors in the stock market and New York Exchange. And then I was like, okay, you know what? It's giving me some kind of a purpose. I was like, maybe not. And then I met some amazing people who actually, somebody mentioned early on, it's not a joke. They sold their damn house and kept only $10,000 for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
invested the entire amount in Bed Bath Beyond, living at his parents' house on a sofa.
They lost all their money. Imagine losing your house over Bed Bath, over a home goods company that sells towels. Oh my God, your whole house. I knew about the car guy. I knew there was a guy that sold his car. I had not heard about the house guy. Jesus Christ. PP, how do you feel about that? You caused a person to become homeless. Oh my God. Altered Undying with 100 bits says this would just be a fandom if it wasn't for the gambling.
For 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
A really, really nice guy, a good friend of mine. And then I hear 3 people that end up, getting divorced, and the people that you see in the community is like
3 divorces he personally knew. That's incredible. Wife changing money.
half of them might be legit, half of them might be scam, whatever it is. I don't care. I mean, I'm just doing it for my motive is just do business with God. But people, if you can have
just do business with God. Does God do a lot of business with you, sir? Apparently God wants you to lose all your money.
Groceries, if you can't even eat, I mean, that's the basic, right?
Mm-hmm.
Having food and having roof or clothes is the basic need. And if you can't even do that, I mean, one thing is you have to be like crazy psychopath to sell your house and put all your investment in one stock.
Yeah.
But the more and more I started meeting people, like Holt and me became really, really close friends. I can't say more, but and then
say more.
I started meeting other people.
Tell me more. Like, does he have a car?
And I was like, okay, you know what? I'm comfortable. I don't know when it's gonna happen, what's gonna happen, but I know it's gonna happen. And then I met great people like you. I mean, I became like really, really good close friends with PP, Connor, like all these people. They were great people. And then I think like a month and a half ago, I knew what was Bear Trap and everything. And then Connor reached out to me.
H-Baird says, God needs investment income. He lost quadrillions when the Klingon savings and loan crisis hit.
Commented something or posted something, and he reached out to me. He's like, I want to discuss something.
What does God need with a savings account?
With you. I said, why don't you guys fly down and let's meet face to face? So the team came down. We sat in the gallery for 3-4 hours the first day, a couple of hours the next day. And my first instinct was, okay, they're looking for investor, which all makes sense, because you know what, people don't have money right now, they're looking for investors. And the first thing was like, okay, how much money do you guys need? And they said, I was shocked actually, they said, we don't need a penny from you. I was like, okay. And I was like, so why are you guys here for? And then, you know, we got into it. They're like, okay, we want to do an event or something along those lines. I was like, why are you looking anywhere else? We can do it in the gallery. And Connor's like, that's a great idea. Let's do it.
Excellent idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So I said, let's do that. And then I just want to make it clear, I'm not in Bear Trap documentary. There's none of my story there. So I have nothing to do with that part. Like, I'm not going to be part of it. I have nothing, like I won't be featured or any of my stories or anything like that. And then I was like, okay, you know what? The first idea was, let's do an event. My thing was like, they
Legend Undying says, why would God need your dirty money if he wanted to start a holy war?
need to raise money, which it's a business, right? You have to raise money to spend $1 million or $2 million on a documentary. I asked them about the math. I said, give me a business plan. And they said for a perfect, great documentary, it would cost a couple $1 million.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
I was like, it's going to make it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So they said, whatever, I think there are 5 or 6 of them. They said, you know, we pitched our money and we don't need any investors. I said, okay, good. And I said, we'll do an event here. The first thing was like, okay, we'll do 6 to 9 and then, you know, just call it a day. Then the more we talked, we said, okay, let's do an event here in the gallery from 6 to 9. Upstairs in the gallery, we'll have a VIP, just special people there. And then I said, well, how
They're obsessed with exclusivity.
it's going to help? And I
Arbitrary exclusivity. It's like an illness.
came up with ideas and I said, okay, you know what? Let's do an event in the evening, just general event. The next morning, let's have a brunch at my house. So we'll have a brunch at my house. I don't know how many people. That's Connor who's going to decide that. Probably 100, 120 people.
Holy.
You're gonna have 120 people at your house? All right, fuck this guy. He's a rich douchebag.
Shit. How big is your fucking house?
Right. And I mean, you'll see it.
Bigger than yours, PP.
Yeah, definitely. Totally.
And then I said, okay, you know what? For VIP people, I said, after the brunch, let's get on my yacht and take maybe 40 people maximum.
Mhm.
And I said, you know, I think that's going to be the best part, is going to be, we can interact with people, like high-end people. And it's
So you're gonna charge people so that they can pretend to be rich people for a night and hang out with this douchebag. Great. What a charitable cause. Jesus.
not going to be all GameStop people. So I just want to make it clear, like my contribution is going to be like, you know, we'll take it on the yacht.
Romer and Set with a 40 stream streak says a Nochian deluge of
have
streams.
brunch. You know, the singer, I was listening to her.
You think he's BSing? I mean, rich people can be assholes. It's possible he does have this house and yacht. He has an art gallery, so he has some kind of family money.
I am, or whatever her name is.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, I am. So we'll do all those 3 events in my locations. And then how we raise the money, I said, you know, I'll donate and I'll auction off 2 pieces of artwork worth $50,000. And I said, the fact is that GameStop investors and Bed Bath investors are not going to spend money on art. They don't know art, and I completely get it. So I said,
You uncultured swine! You don't understand art, obviously.
let me tap
You losers were into NFTs.
into my connections and bring in maybe 20 of my top clientele. And I said, you know, they will come and they'll spend the money on my art. And I'll tell them the purpose, you know, it's going to the charity. And they'll put the
By charity, you mean the documentary that you stapled a charity onto to make it seem less shitty that people are spending money on it, right? That's the charity, you mean? The half charity?
trigger. They'll spend $50,000, $60,000 on that. And I said, I'll probably donate, you know, $7,000, $8,000 for a trip to Italy for 4 people, for a family.
It's not a charity, it's a charitish. It's charitish, you know?
I'll arrange, you know, whatever, and I provide them some security guards, my house and my yard. So that's where the whole thing happened. I mean, I believe in Braid Trap. I don't know the whole story, but I believe in these people. Like I really like Connor. I built a rapport with him. He's a very genuine, authentic person with morals and ethics. Every time I've talked to him, he's a very polished person. So I was like, you know what, I like this guy and I want to do something. So Bear Trap
Hey, Mr. Duck Sauce.
was a part of it, but I'll be honest with you, it was mostly Connor that I wanted to help him out and see what I want to do. Because my thing is like I do business or I do anything for people that I personally like. And people do business with me in my personal life is basically, yeah, they like the art, fine, but they do business if they like me or if they don't. And clients have told me, we're doing business because we like you. But there's some people that hate me. They don't do business with me, which is fine. So that's where I come in. And I said to just throw a little bit of more weight. I reached out to a few important people. So that's when we decided, okay, upstairs, I probably will get a couple of very, very important people. We'll find out, but I told Connor, I was very transparent with him. I was like, if they decide to come, which they are somewhat are committed to coming, I'm not going to let anybody know. Maybe 5 minutes before, I'll shoot a text message to Connor that who's coming, who's not. We'll keep it at that. And I think it's going to be. I mean, I have to say, some people do get upset with this. I know there's no leaders, there's nothing, in this community. But PP, you are the one who brought everybody together. If it wasn't for you, I won't be here in Bed Bath community.
I appreciate it. We have a lot of good people here, man.
Yeah, we have a lot of good people. The more and more people you're meeting, and some of these people are going to stay there for the rest of your life, as friends and authentic.
That's depressing.
People.
Yeah.
This is where I come in, whatever I can contribute in certain ways, and just make a big event out of it.
PP, thank you, Ramez. PP, can you bring up a photo of the yacht? It's actually in that X thread.
Oh my
You'll
God.
see it. It's IMA and I are actually in it.
Bring up the picture of the yacht.
Oh, yeah.
Give us your money. Bring up the picture of the yacht.
Oh, this one right here?
Yep. Can you get that up?
That's a dinghy boat.
That's it. $5,000.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, so I don't know how you guys want to promote it. Like, I mean, I think you guys have already promoted on X. How?
Sorry, I got to use the bathroom real quick. While I'm gone, Chair will tell you about The Nest. It's about giant cockroaches. It's not as good as Joe's Apartment, which is not about giant cockroaches, but they do talk in that movie, which is pretty fun.
how you guys want to do it. And I want to let everybody know I'm friends with a lot of people on X. Please don't reach out to me to get you guys in because I have nothing. I'm not taking any penny from this event. I just want to make it clear. I'm doing everything on my own will, and it's completely, I'm not taking a single penny. Actually, I'm spending money on these things instead of, you guys might think that Ramesh is charging them for the event or for the yacht or for the house. I'm not taking a penny from anyone. Connor is the one, and the team is going to.
You are taking money from people, you're just not pocketing it personally. It's just going into the vanity project, to be clear.
Be the one who's going to be deciding how much proceeds are going to go towards the charity and how much is
I thought you guys said 50-50. What is this negotiable now?
going to go towards the bear trap.
Again, they said 50-50 earlier, right? I'm not crazy, but now we're talking as though it's going to be like we're going to change it. Is it going to be like 10% charity next time?
This is something new to me as far as the events. I have done charity events for battle women. I've done for Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation, Save the Children.
I know that he said battered women, but I'd like to think it's a charity for battle women, and they're what's the word I'm thinking of? They're like Amazons in like sweet armor, and it's like 90s dark fantasy art where they have a sword bigger than their whole body. That's what I choose to believe he did a charity for.
I've done all those kind of events, and from my pocket, like if I donate anything, that's
like the woman at the end of Heavy Metal. She's a battle woman.
I'm not keeping anything. 100% are going to go towards towards charity. We are a big part of MD Anderson Cancer Research in Texas. We do a lot of work with them. Mm-hmm. So I'm familiar, and I know the charity wins, but as far as the stocks and meme and everything, I'm just taking the Bear Trap team lead. That's all. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time. And, again, if people want to come out to show their support, again, a lot of the proceeds are going for charity. And also,
we've gone from half to a lot of
funding a portion of this movie that a lot of people's stories are going to get told. Right. So
I might jump in on the end of what Ramez said, too.
Sure.
Because I was watching the chat and just seeing what questions people had and stuff.
Sure.
And there's great questions in the chat.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
I'm just going to fill this water up real quick. I'm going to keep this playing because I have a wireless headphone in and I'll be able to hear it.
You're a legend. Yeah, you're a legend, Ramez.
But like people are noticing in the chat, for example, that like our community doesn't really know big art, and Ramez addressed that like the whole point is that that's a way for Ramez to help donate and bring in some high net worth clientele that are going to be buying some art. But that got us into setting up a whole auction for all levels of different people that want to be there, that want to buy sick stuff. And there's going to be a whole auction, live auction, which is a ton of fun. But there's also this other element where this event won't be for everyone. It won't be for every community member, because the price point is not for people that are like just getting by on Ritz crackers and saltines at this, and like sardines at this point.
You hear that, gum chewers? Get the fuck out of our event. I like that he's like, if you think that this is maybe out of your price range, it is. Get better, pores.
In order to like hold on to the investment. And we intentionally don't want to be taking money from people that are in the community that are just holding on. That's the whole point, is that if you're going to fund the documentary, you need to go to places that aren't going to be taking money from community members, and you need to bring in money and also do.
Just charging a lot of money does not prevent poor people from making bad decisions. Do you know how many people spent $500 on the Pulte event when they had no money to their name? Literally, some of them spent money on the ticket to get there and didn't have a ticket back because they were hoping that something would get revealed at the Pulte event that would make them all rich. I'm not joking. I am not joking. So the idea that this community isn't full of people fully willing to give money that they can't afford to lose to people on the hope that they might tell them that they're going to be rich, that's just a thing in this community. So either they don't know that and are being irresponsible, or they do know that, and they're basically doing this to lampshade the fact that they're trying to take money from people who cannot afford to give it to them.
Do things for charity. You need to give back as well. And so there are people in the community that are very funded that want to go to something really upscale, that want to go to something dope. And so the event is tailored in order to give something for people that can afford, you know, the lower tier, and something for people that want to support in a big way and come out and have some crazy experience as well. And we're going to get dressed to the nines. We're going to be all suited up, just basically like having a good time with like getting into it. And in that way, we're merging
Getting into it.
the fine art world and the meme art world, and we're going to throw this meme art gallery into the fine art world as well, to sort of like shake up the fine art people and be like, hey guys, have you seen this underwear? Have you seen Ryan's underwear? Which is going to be
embarrassing,
hilarious. But we aren't like of the impression that we're trying to like sell like the higher tier tickets to like regular community members. The whole point is that in order to fund the Bear Trap documentary, we need to create an experience that will be awesome for people in and outside of the community, and then offer something to people that aren't a part of the community that will feel good for them being a part of this, which is the charity donations, which is the art auction, which is all these other things.
They don't understand memes, do they? Not insofar as, how do I put this? They understand that memes have allowed them to make money, but they don't quite understand how or why. They're cargo culting memes.
And give them a little flavor of our world while we do it. So Pulte really inspired us by bringing community together and doing something to sort of bring outside members, like when he brought Vivek Ramaswamy onto the stage.
Seeing the generational decay of meme stock grifts is truly incredible. Like, seeing, like, it was never great, but there was more finesse. There was more craft in it than there is now, I think. I don't know. Pulte was full of shit, but he was a little subtler. This feels so on the nose.
Which obviously some people hated, but it was a big moment in terms of.
It is, looking
and it
back.
wasn't just Vivek. There's a lot of other people that Pulte brought in over the years there, where he was reaching down to try to show us the way of, if we want to make change, we can't just stay in our community. We need to keep the community strong, but we also need to reach out and get other people involved, both in a support way and in a
Sorry. Korak says, are they not aware that they were used by Pulte to get his political position? Not even to get the political position. They were basically his backup. They were basically his fallback, and he no longer needed them because he successfully donated enough to Trump that he didn't need to do that kind of scam anymore.
knowledge way, and spread the word. And so this event is a synthesis based on Pulte's example and trying to take it to the next step of how do we represent this in a way that it can get even more done, and that it can help fund telling the story in a way that is no strings attached for the storytelling, and in a way that is just fun for us to attend and will sort of help move the needle a little more for the community, is the whole idea.
And I
Beautifully
personally,
said. Yeah.
I personally think that this will definitely will have some kind of a move on GameStop as far as the stock goes itself, because there are going to be some big names here. There's going to be a lot of money that's going to be donated, and it's going to make a lot of noise in the media. So this is going to be, overall, it's going to be a great event for charity, for GameStop, for Bed Bath Beyond, for the Bear Trap. I mean, it all started with the Bear Trap, but then, you know, the more people started joining it. And the thing is that I was telling the guys, I was like, get a ticket for $10,000 for the yacht. But at the same time, I know we'll sell
$10,000 ticket.
We'll sell that 40 tickets if as long as we advertise it correctly. It's going to be gone within like 48 hours.
Sure.
No, it's not.
Because legally, you can't have more than 12 people on the yacht.
At that point, just rent a yacht.
So 40 people, I mean, doesn't matter how big the yacht is, 12 people is maximum. So I'm working with a couple of my clients that if I can get maybe a commercial, I can use somebody's commercial license or whatever. But this is going to be gone pretty quick. I know some people who don't even really have money and they still spend like $500 on the ticket.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, people like to network, right? Like this is a community of people.
HPP SBR says, I hate to admit it, but I can see how this can fool people. Why do you think? Because to me it feels blatant. To me it feels clunky and obvious what they're doing. I guess I don't get it. They come off like Billy McFarland.
That look, if again they kind of want to get together and contribute to something great like charity and also the raising of this film, I why not, right?
Absolutely.
There's already quite a bit of sales that I think you guys have already kind of gone through, right? There's quite a bit of people who are buying tickets, so and they're going to be capped out at what number one twice 150.
I'd say like 147 just to stick to like memetics.
147. All right, right on. Yeah.
And thank you guys. And I'd really like to get Ninja up here.
Yes.
So
Sure.
she can just, if you could, before she comes up, will you just roll the tape on in that thread from Children's Miracle Network Hospital going to GameStop?
Yes.
That gives a little bit more.
Grimsbane says that 12 passenger limit only applies if you're renting the boat. If you own it, it depends on the size. You motherfucker, you're renting a yacht. You don't own one, you fucker. You fucking liar. You yacht renting piece of shit.
More of the backstory for those that don't know about the New York Post article and really the effect that something as simple as buying a stapler at auction does. It's more than just like laughs and for the LOLs. It has an immediate effect. And if Children's Miracle Network reps were here tonight to discuss that, they'd be more than happy to tell you. But if you want to meet them, they'll be at the event.
Which video is it? Is it towards the bottom?
Be there should be a link.
Harold Abelman says, by the way, Hannah, you can have that phrase if you make a video about Pulte Peepee and Company. Safety grift for a failson. That's pretty good.
It might be down the bottom. You scroll up, maybe up.
And by the way, Connor, anyone at this point who has bought a ticket has received over $420 in crypto from FPV4.
Okay, so everybody.
Oh my God, there's crypto scams tied into it too. It's like a perfect storm of tech bro bullshit scamming.
Phones. Those of you that have bought tickets to this event, check your
Oh, it's
phone.
gone out? All right. So if you got a ticket to this event, you now have received how much in GME Ethereum?
About $20,000 went out the door tonight.
$20,000.
So 420.69. Just to stick to the numbers.
All right. Good stuff. All right. Check your wallets. Check your ETH wallets if you did buy a ticket.
Oh.
Basically.
I'm sorry, BB.
Yes.
Go to that production plan doc. I have a link.
I love when my tickets to an event become a pyramid scheme.
In there directly to the X post.
Okay, give me one quick second here. Let me just catch up on a few of these tips. Llama Design with the 2 says, PP, can you kindly ask Ramez to block me, please? As they're asking Ramez if they could.
All right, then they go over the charity thing a little bit, which I'm going to skip because I don't really give a shit about that either way. I think they're using the charity as basically a cover to make it look like they're doing something good when they're really fundamentally doing something quite selfish and self-interested.
She's been integral with, fostering the relationship between us and Children's Miracle Network Hospital. Obviously a new group that we haven't interacted with much, but since we have been connecting with them, they've been incredible. They're supporting us from the auction.
Sold a single coin as well. So it is very interesting, the entire story. There's a little bit of obviously something going on with it. And I do find it very interesting. So, but I appreciate you guys kind of explaining it, to everyone here tonight. And again, for some of the people, some of the early ticket buyers, you basically got your entire ticket paid for at this point. So, but good stuff. We haven't heard from Mother Squeezer here tonight. Mother Squeezer, take it away, man. I mean, let's hear it. The stage is yours. You've been patient. Let's hear it, man.
Thank you, PP. You probably remember I sent you a direct message many years ago telling you about the idea of the documentary and, seeing a story here and wanting to tell it as we were waiting on things to play out. And, I didn't think we would be here, many years later, still waiting for things to play out, but here we are.
You're not waiting for it to play out. It has already played out. You were at an empty stadium 6 years after the game finished going, when's the game start, guys? What are we doing? It's over. It's been over for years.
And so instead of just like sitting on the sidelines waiting for things, we as a team have decided to like, hey, let's take some action and try to create in the meantime. And between the docuseries events, that's where we are. I feel like Pulte did such a great job of really creating these in-person events that brought us all together. Like that's how I met Connor. Number One Twice was like, he was the first person to come into the fold to get all this started. And really that was just a testament to Pulte for.
He does look like Marcel in a fake beard. Holy shit. Hold on. What the heck is his channel called? Shit. What is his stupid channel? I gotta find it so I can pull him up so people who don't know who we're talking about know what I'm saying. One sec. Where is he?
The real reason you're stiff after sitting.
You can live a
One
very
sec.
long time without getting old.
Be honest. How many times have you looked in the mirror and wished your smile looked different? Now imagine fixing that in
There he is. Oh my god, it's Marcel. Hold on, look at the guy. Look at him. Imagine Marcel in a fake beard. It's just Marcel. It's just Marcel. Ah!
For doing that, I'm not aware of any other stock or that has a community that gets together in person. So this is an anomaly, and I'm happy to be a part of it. So PP, I remember you putting out your meme videos on Reddit before the PP show, and just bringing that energy back in the day. And it's just cool to look back and see like how far we've come since then. And yeah, we're still waiting on our payoff, but we're building in the meantime. So just happy to be here.
Cool. Excellent. Cool. I love it. Connor, take it away, my man. And real quick, we have a couple tips here. Ian Carroll with the golden PP membership. Appreciate your support, Ian. We also we got viewer 741 with the 5. Ramez, is it true you're working with Bruno on a private settlement involving BBBY? And we have Lancer out there with the PP membership for 30.
There's nothing to settle. You aren't shareholders.
30 months. BBBIQ conclusion over everything else. Take it away for us, Number One Twice.
Cool. Thank you, man. Thanks, guys. I do have a shameless plug while we're on. We are supporting charity, and some of the original people that invested in our project, they did start a nonprofit, and whether this is Providence or who knows, it is a bourbon whiskey nonprofit. It does take money to buy whiskey. So
what does a bourbon whiskey nonprofit even mean?
We would be remiss to not invest in that. We're going to buy 69 bottles of this Sagamore 12.
Whoa, that's a sick bottle, dude.
Excellent.
What are they fucking talking about? It's a non-profit whiskey company?
Beautiful.
Barrels for Heroes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
If you're more interested in them, you can get their. I got their link in our private chat, PP. But they raise money for first responders that have been killed or wounded in the line of duty, and that hits home for me. I am a cop, or I used to be a cop. I'm a police officer now, but they're still cops, and they're fighting the good fight out there.
What's the difference between a cop and a police officer?
And they're getting shot, they're getting stabbed. They're doing the nitty gritty work that
man, they should probably quit.
Gets done while people are asleep. So I really thank them and appreciate them for.
Pizza delivery drivers get shot at a higher rate than cops on the job. Fun
investing in
fact.
us, and I can't.
We appreciate your service, man.
No, yeah, you're welcome. And we're working on a label for the back of this. So right now it's blank. We're trying to do, it takes money to buy whiskey for this event, and we're thinking about raffling some of these off, giving them away to people that are there in the crowd. We'll add some to the actual auction.
You're gonna raffle off your own whiskey?
But we want to reward
This
people.
just feels like money laundering or something. Like what is happening? We're using product from your nonprofit whiskey company to funnel into your bullshit documentary. Is this what rich people just do all day? They just sit around and make up scams and ways to like wash trade their money? Like what is happening? What are we doing?
People for coming. We want to add as much value to this event as we can. We want to make you want to come back. I hope your crypto is worth more than you bought it by the time you leave our event. And if anybody has any submissions or artwork or mimetics that they want to submit for this whiskey
Mimetics, kill me.
bottle, the team's going to design some labels to go along with these Barrels for Heroes bottles. So thanks, Barrels for Heroes. And the only other thing I have left is our webpage. That's the only thing we haven't plugged yet.
Okay, sure. Yeah, if you want to share that, and then we'll let everybody wrap up here. We'll call it a night. We got Germ out there with the PP membership for 30 months. Appreciate your support, my man. Push the button X, deliver the baby, Bed Bath Q 2027. I'm chilling. All right, right on. You heard it from Germ. Anything you'd like to share, link it in here. And I think maybe Travis, could you pull up this link here for us? Where is it?
I got a couple.
The bear trap. Yeah.
Okay, I'm sharing,
All
but
right,
it took
there it is.
I
Oh, we
don't
got
know
it.
why something froze. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. You give me flashbacks, PP, from the promo. The bear trap. The bear trap. The bear trap.
Oh yeah. So someone said the trailer was really good too. They were wondering if there's going to be a second trailer, perhaps. Or you guys just keeping the first one? The first one was such high quality. I gotta say, it came out amazing.
I think her new song, Good Citizen, is going to be even better. But yeah, so looking forward to meeting new people, old friends down in Florida. We got a lot of work to do from now until January 24th. But both the 24th and the 25th are going to be a great time. And if nothing else, I hope you guys network, you meet some new friends, you start a business, and you get grinding. Make your own MOAS. Ian always says that. Make your own MOAS.
Make your own MOAS. I like that MOAS has become like a synonym for impossible dream.
Right on. Well said, man. Yeah, I love it. All right. Well, I guess let's give some closing thoughts here tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some closing thoughts I would totally offer.
Sure. Let's hear it, man.
Obviously, chat is legends. Thanks for being here, chat. And this stream was for multiple purposes.
What was MOAS again? The mother of all short squeezes.
But I think in most of our minds, the primary purpose was PP is the glue that has tied this community together through thick and thin. And so when we're doing something in the community, we want to come to you guys and tell you what we're doing. And it's not because we're trying to sell tickets to everyone in the audience. We want to tell you about what we're doing, just so
we only want to sell tickets to the rich people who can give us money.
No, just so you know what's going on, and you can have FaceTime with us and you can ask us questions. And that way you can kind of get a sense for what is happening in the community, because we've all seen people come and go from the community all the way since Reddit that had their own shit to do, that had their own ideas and reasons for being there, or that were just straight up subversive. And so
H-Beard says, MOAS, mo problems.
To let you know what's going on, and let you know what's going on with the Bear Trap story, and let you know what's going on with funding the Bear Trap documentary. And if anyone does want to come to the event, we'd be so stoked for them to come. But we also just wanted to let everyone else know also what's going on, and get some FaceTime with people, get some FaceTime with the chat and the crew, and just have a good time, because this story is far from over. And we're not going to talk about all the information and all the stuff like that, because that's going in the documentary. And when it's right, it will come out. But we are all here for a reason, and we're pulling the trigger for a reason, and we're getting ready to roll for a reason. And we are stoked. We have the conviction is not just unwavering. It's at maximum point at this point.
Thanks, Dillis Filler. I'm starting to feel better. It's still a little bit of a struggle.
And I know
tomorrow I'm not streaming because I work most of the day, but hopefully by Tuesday I'll be feeling at least 90%. I'm still struggling in terms of my respiration. I feel disgusting. I'm just so stuffed up. And my sinuses are just so filled with pressure. It's not a good feeling. Thank you for everyone watching streams while I'm like this, by the way. I know the quality isn't quite as high, but I am trying my best, so thank you. I appreciate it.
A lot of people in the chat will have their own feelings. They've had their own lives. They've had their own stories to live through. It's been a long road.
Has it been over for longer than it was extant? Oh my god, that's a good question. It's been 2 years. Not quite. We might need another 6 months or so, but then at that point, yes, it'll probably have been over longer than it was ever an open, continual saga.
Been a long road holding this stock. And that's actually what makes it so great. That's what makes this community so great, is that it's people with conviction for a complex, convoluted narrative that you had to be this kind of person to follow. So just stoked to be here with the chat, stoked to be here with PP, and super stoked for anyone that can make it down to come hang out in person in Florida for this event.
It's going to be a great time, and it's going to be really special to see again, at the end of this entire story, what a lot of these people end up doing with their money. I'm sure you're going to be, you can even...
What people are going to do with their money. Again, we're talking as though we're all going to be rich still. We're all going to be rich, everyone. They're not fools. They're temporarily embarrassed millionaires.
create, a whole nother...
How much is it worth now? 0. Right now, they don't have any shares, and they never will, because they were canceled. So it's worth 0. Zilch. Nada. Goose egg.
Story, right? Based off of what people are going to utilize their money for, who they're going to be helping. I mean, you can even see it now.
Season 2, baby.
People barely, have what they have, and they're still giving a lot. And Ramez is one of the biggest people out there who's just constantly giving on X, Thanksgiving, gifts, money for PP coin or whatever it may be. Ramez has really been helping a lot. And I've even seen community members of ours step up and say, you know what, I'm inspired. I want to do the same thing. So I think we have a great community here. I think that it's going to be a really good time. And I'm looking forward to coming down there and seeing the underwear firsthand myself. And also, again, meeting some of you great people out there too. So, but good stuff. I mean, all right, well, let's go ahead and give the stage here to Leon. Leon, some closing thoughts. Then we'll go ahead and put you backstage on your way out. Let's hear it. Leon, we'll go through everybody here. Some closing thoughts. Please, let's hear it.
Of course, I think this was a really amazing show, guys. You guys are the best. This is such a tight-knit, just laser
sycophancy
focused community. This is a bunch of guys that you can always trust. I'm so excited to be working with all of you, and even more excited to meet those of you I haven't met yet. Once again, thanks, PP, so much for having us on the show. This is just a fantastic time, and I'm so excited to meet you once again.
All right, right on. All right, well, Leon, looking forward to meeting you, man, and take care. Chat, let's get some love for Leon on his way out. See you, man.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Leon.
All right, we'll go ahead and take it over to Ninja. Let's hear it, Ninja. Any closing thoughts for the community members out there? How many people do we have in here? I think we have a couple thousand watching across all of our platforms. Let's hear it tonight, Ninja. What would you like the good people at home to know? Let's hear it.
Yeah, guys. Love the chat. Very passionate and very exciting.
The chat must have been a nightmare.
Don't let them scare you off.
No, it's great. It's great. No, I just, I guess in closing, just really excited to be part of the GME Ryan Cohen lore, and happy to support all things GameStop. Thanks for having us on to the PP show.
Anytime.
And it's such a good group of guys to partner with too. Like, these guys are awesome. So yeah, just that really. Thanks.
All right, cool. Well, you heard it from Ninja. Chat, let's get some love for Ninja on their way out. And Ninja, appreciate having you on, and enjoy the rest of the night. Take care. All right, you heard it from Ninja. Let's go ahead and we'll take it over to Krill. Krill, let's hear it, man. Some closing thoughts.
PP, thank you. I just want to say that I have unwavering respect for every Bed Bath investor that stuck it out through delisting. That's
why they were all foolish people not listening to anyone around them that wasn't willing to suck their dick. What are you talking about? They're the worst people ever. What are you talking about? They're the most narcissistic, self-interested closed off, like, delusional people. You should not have respect for them. You can respect them as human beings, but it shouldn't be more than that.
Took a special type of person. I mean, you had to see beyond what was in front of your face in ways that the average person just really couldn't. And I really want to impress upon everyone how important it is when we win, and we're
not if, when we win.
We're dealing with a sudden influx of resources and attention, and you're going to be pulled in a lot of different directions. And one of those directions are going to be the overarching narrative that is put out to tell this story for you, and it's going to be told in a very negative light, and you're going to be positioned in a very negative way if someone else doesn't come and counter that narrative. So we all consider it our responsibility to tell your story the right way, and we think we're the only one. Our community, all of us together, are the only ones to do it. So I implore you all, just be prepared for a tsunami of stressors and of just an influx of people and attention in ways that you probably could never prepare for. And stick together and stay close knit. We're going to need each other in the future and in the not too distant future. So I'm very excited at the same time, but it's going to be more challenging than you realize. So
what do they think will happen to make them win at this point? Ryan Cohen and other billionaires will secretly buy the shell of Bed Bath & Beyond and a variety of other failed companies, turn them into a megazord of shitty failed retail, and then that'll become the most profitable company on planet Earth, and from those profits, all of the former Bed Bath & Beyond people will not only be made whole, they'll be made billionaires. Stupid, right?
Let's do this, guys.
Right on. All right, you heard it from Challenge by Krill. I need one of those sweatshirts, by the way.
We got you.
All right, right on. Chad, let's get...
Jay Gonk said, wait, this is still going on? I thought this all happened a few years ago. It did happen a few years ago. There's still delusional people thinking it's still happening.
Some love for Challenge by Krill on the way out. Take care. All right, let's go ahead and take it over to Ramez. Ramez, let's hear it, my man. What would you like the good people at home to know? We got over 7,000 people tuning in across all our platforms here tonight. Ramez, what would you like the good people at home to know, my man?
I don't have much to say, but I'm excited about this whole event thing. I mean, it's just going to be fun, you know? And I was just thinking about it. It's just not for the bear trap. It's just not for, you know, the GameStop. But I feel like this is a charity work, not for the charity that will be funding the charity cause, but more of educating people about you know the bear trap thing, like the corruption that's going behind, the people who have been suffering, you know, the people who have been getting help. I think it's just a way of charity educating people. And
it's not just charity, even though it's not primarily charity. It's education and charity and other buzzwords that'll make him like feel like less of a piece of shit for what he's doing. Fuck you. Feel bad. Ramez, you should feel bad about this. Stop co-opting the concepts of charity and education for your fucking scam documentary to make you feel better about what a supreme piece of trash you are. Holy shit. Holy fuck. Fuck these guys. Charity. This is actually education and charity. No, it isn't. Stop grifting, you fucking loser. I am so tired of these people. I have been covering them for years. For years. I've been covering this for fucking years. And yet there's still people there handing them money. I don't even feel bad at this point. I just don't.
And waking them up, you know, for the next generation, that, you know, the things that have been going behind the scenes, you know, I think it's going to be a just great awakening for everyone. And I think this is going to go a long, long way for every single person.
Right on. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well,
thank you, PP. We always appreciate
absolutely.
you.
Hey, it's a pleasure. Appreciate everything you do, Ramez, and looking forward to seeing you down there in Florida.
Absolutely.
All right, chat. Let's get some love for Ramez on the way out. Take care. All right, you heard it from Ramez. We'll go ahead. We'll take it to Ian, and then we'll take it to number one twice on the way out. Ian, let's hear it, my man. Closing thoughts for everybody out there. It's always good to have you on the show, Ian. And again, I love your setup, man. I mean, you always know how to set the mood with yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
man. Thanks. It's just good to be back on PP Show. I think we've all
I gotta cover Ian Carroll on tinfoil. He's big into conspiracy theories, but I've never covered him before, and I don't know why. I should definitely start covering his stuff.
missed you a lot, man. And I've already said my thoughts, so I just want to say thanks for hosting us. Thanks for holding the community together through the whole long, hard winter for multiple years. You're a legend, dude. And chat, thanks for hanging out.
Cool.
Appreciate
All right, you heard it from Ian. Chat, let's get some love for Ian on the way out. Take care, my man. All right, let's take it over to number one twice. Let's hear it. What do you have for the good people at home?
First and foremost, I'm looking forward to Art of Meme. It's going to be a good time. Like everybody said, it's going to be fun. I would just ask that everybody kind of adhere to the dress code. Look good. Like you're going to be on camera. You might want to dress to impress. I mean, tuxedo, suit, dress, look great.
Travis, that's not jeans, a shirt, and a hat.
Overthought says, here's some donated bits because I forgot to signal a turn once. I'm forgiven. Wait, are we doing oh fuck, what's the word? The Catholic Church used to sell indulgences. Are we doing indulgences now? I really don't need a Protestant Reformation, to be honest, so we probably shouldn't do that.
Hey, you might not get let in. I mean, one of the biggest human beings on the planet.
I can't not letting Travis in. That would actually be pretty funny. Travis has to wait outside.
Sneak in the back, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
The entertainment.
I do want to thank Michael, Travis, PP, anybody that's ever been on the show. I've always been a lurker, watching behind the scenes.
Sure.
I really appreciate all the work you guys have done. I know it's not easy, having worked in some production stuff myself the past couple of years. So I just really appreciate all the stuff that gets done behind the scenes that the public, the chat, they don't get to see. All the work that goes into this. So, and I would be remiss if I didn't thank my wife and all the ladies out there that are dealing with all these degenerates that, are whipping money into asynchronous risk. So, thank you very much. And I appreciate you platforming us tonight. And I'm looking forward to making our own MOS.
All right, right on. You heard it from number one twice. Chat, let's get some love for number one twice on his way out. Take care, my man. Excellent stuff. I mean, again, a lot of productivity when it comes to the bear trap and what's going on, right? And
was it? I don't know if any of that was productive.
And Michael, yeah, why don't we take a look at this real quick? It was an interesting show tonight. Yeah, there wasn't really any DD. Someone said it was a fucking infomercial the whole time. Look, man, they're developing something cool. Look, if people want to come out, there's no, we haven't been doing these Pulte events. I think it's great. They're raising money for the film. They're raising money. People get together. We get to have some drinks, meet each other. I've always enjoyed the meetups. I always enjoyed the people who, have supported this show or even just the community itself. So I think they're fun in general. Look, if you're not into it, I respect that too. But I think it's a good time, right? And I think that it's a great time to kind of get together and raise some money for something good. But
hydrate.
What do you have for us here, Michael? Yeah, we'll do another show later this week too for some DD. And there has been.
All right. So then they pretty much just get into their sign outs and stuff. Okay, I do have some Morant stuff I wanted to take a look at today. Real quick, I'm going to use the bathroom, and then we'll watch some Morant stuff. While I'm gone, Chair will tell you about the film Squirm. Killer worm movie. Killer worms. Be right back. Okay. So you guys know that Marantz has an obsession with the idea of GameStop getting entered into the S&P 500. Of course, that's not going to happen anytime soon. So Carvana has entered the S&P 500 instead. And boy, is he pissed off. The title of this video is Carvana S&P 500. It's criminal. So let's check it out.
So I had a whole show planned tonight, but we have some activities we got to do this evening. So I'm going to do the show right here off the top of my head. There's so much that I'm going to miss, but I'll have more info for you guys on Saturday when I actually do the real live stream about the market updates for the day, because I have a lot to go over. But the one thing I want to talk about that's focused, that's been announced right now after hours, was Carvana. Carvana was announced and was put into the S&P 500. And I think it's criminal. I think the negligence from the rating agencies and the S&P Standard & Poor's.
You thought Carvana was dying? I thought that too. I don't know that much about what's going on with Carvana, nor do I care. Maybe it is a piece of shit company. I genuinely have no idea, but I do find it very funny that Marantz is upset. So that's why we're watching it. I don't have any opinion on Carvana myself.
I think they are absolutely criminal to put in Carvana after this time frame. I feel a certain way about Carvana, but I understand who's in it. You know, they got KKR in the S&P, they got Apollo in the S&P, and now it's Carvana. And I don't know if this is like a last-ditch effort to increase their leverage against GameStop, but
yes, clearly everything that happens in the stock market is directly about GameStop. Obviously, Carvana being added to the S&P has anything to do with GameStop.
if you don't know what I'm talking about, if you guys don't believe this theory, that's fine. Don't believe the theory. Just know that if you're going to give value to Carvana, then you better be lining up your pockets for GameStop. See, Carvana has a market cap of almost $100 billion as I'm talking to you right now. They have $440 per share, and there's 219 million shares, 219 and 20 million, whatever the hell it is. I don't even know the number. It's massive, or enough to create a market cap that is formidable. But you guys got to think about earnings. They net around $600 million, and that's after full deployment of all their cash, all the return on equity or the lack thereof, and the return on their assets. They have deployed everything. They're leveraged like you guys wouldn't believe. To give an example how leveraged Carvana is, they're negative $21 a share on cash, a negative cash position.
He's obsessed with cash position because, again, GameStop has a lot of cash on hand that they're not doing anything with. So he needs that to be a good thing. So obviously, if a company is doing the opposite, they're doing a bad thing. Now, Marantz, they are getting accepted to the S&P, and your company is not. So I guess the S&P 500 people think differently about the market than you.
Some reports have them at $39 million, but I think they're sitting at around $2 billion cash, but they owe $4 billion something in debt, and there's a coupon on there, a real one, percentage wise. So it's not just like to give you an example, their free cash flow ratio to the stock price is like 120 to 1. Their PE ratio is above 100 now as I'm talking to you right now. These are not values that you can buy, but when they're inflated this way, it's unfortunate. If you know the insiders, they sold all their shares. They sold the bulk of their shares. They don't care to own it. And Ernie Garcia III and the whole crew. But I look at other metrics. I really do. And I've been following this company for so long that them getting into the S&P 500 is like the ultimate, it locks in what I already know and how it's leveraged. If you are leveraging GameStop, a short, a swap, however it may be, you need collateral. And when the whole world's crumbling, because it is, believe it, I'll give you an example, the Russell 2000 outpaced the S&P 500 this whole week. That's why equal weighted stocks, the RSP, when you actually looked at it, the ETF, you're like, okay, equal weighted's approaching all-time highs, but the market's not? Yeah, because they're rotating money out of the Mag 7 or the Batman stocks, whatever they want to call them, but they're rotating it out the top and they're taking it to those other companies, and this just happens to be one that they're going to push right now. So not a believer in Carvana. I know about the subprime auto loans that they've been doing via Ally Bank, and if you don't know who's on the board of directors of Carvana, go look at Vice President Dan Quayle, who is also he's a chairman, vice president of Sirius Capital, senior director. So yeah, there's a reason Sirius Capital, if you don't know, they actually own Ally Bank. So, and they have. So connect those dots however you want. I don't care. I know what I'm looking at, and I'm telling you, I'm not invested in it for all the right reasons, considering PIMCO and Apollo own 90% of their bonds. So when I see private equity there carving up assets and maximizing value, well, then I know the exit's coming. And if this exit is the S&P 500, well, I've seen that happen as well too, where people get announced, get in, and just to, back them out. I've seen it. I've seen it so many times over the last 5 years, and that's unfortunate for a lot of people that are going to be in it, thinking they're grabbing the top of it or the beginning of it. If you're buying in right now at 440 in the after hours, it went from 398 all the way to 440 on the announcement. And you tell yourself, did you find 20%? Did you find 10% increase? I couldn't find it, but if you found it in the stat, I mean, why didn't you buy it beforehand? Are you just trying to catch on to something? Because the amount that they have to buy for the allotment that's going to be needed for index funds, that should drive up the price, but it can't be beyond reality. And right now, you're beyond reality. When you're trading at 20-something times book, their book value is $14 a share, and because they have a small float, and they literally have a $440 price tag. So they're trading at 20x, 30x book.
How does he not understand that most companies don't want to be valued at their book value? The only reason he perceives book value to be a benefit and like the most important factor is because GameStop has a very high book value. He's just looking at things GameStop has and saying, that's good, and any company doing anything other than that, that's bad. It's kind of crazy. All right, I am going to move on from this, though. What else we got before we call it?
Good afternoon, guys. I did want to touch on Carvana in detail. I know everyone
don't really give a shit about its opinion about Carvana. We just talked about that.
In the lab right now, I'm brainstorming. I don't know if you are, but don't have my lighting on, nothing. I'm just reading.
Oh, God, look at the terrible AI art. Oh, Jesus, look at it. Oh, why did it give him hair like that? Oh, God, that's so bad. Marantz, no. That's terrible. Thanks, Lady Ann.
The headlines, and the headline says that Jerome Powell, chairman of the Fed, is stepping down Monday.
If that's true, holy fuck, we're so fucked. We are so fucking boned if that's true.
I don't know if you guys believe the things I believe. Like, I believe that the markets do things on certain events to act as catalysts. And the only reason why I say this, because over the years, it was weird. Like the DeepSeek thing really caught me off guard. If you guys are not familiar, there was this AI company that said they could do AI, large language model training, for cheaper, less energy. It didn't cost as much, and they could do it for less than whatever NVIDIA was doing it for. And so that the AI overall would not be costing the price that it costs, so therefore everybody's value should come down on that bubble. And they did a report that came out with it in December. They didn't release it to the public. They released it, but the public didn't care about it until January 16th, 17th, 18th timeframe, 4 weeks later, because it looked like people were positioning the market to buy the dump. So what it looked like, just from my standpoint, was everybody went out and bought protection. And what does that mean? They went and bet the downside of stocks, and then they released the info. And as the stocks came cascading down, nobody was mad because everybody was making money on the way down. It's
You don't see any news of Jerome stepping down? Good. This is also from a week ago, so his information must have been from some very incorrect source, because holy shit.
orchestration. It's an event. It's executed. And what you have seen, you've seen this happen 3 other times in the last year. Every time this administration releases info, then the markets react to the info. It's not like...
Yeah, that's what's supposed to happen in a healthy market, is you're supposed to have up-to-date, accurate information that people can make decisions on. That's good. Hiding bad information so the markets aren't able to react to it just builds up a pressure. That's not good. That's just people being out of the loop. That's not good. Ugh.
It's not like these macro events really did these things. It's President Trump coming out and saying, hey, we're going to, I don't know, put into effect this tariff on this said date 3 weeks from now. What does that do? That allows everyone on the market to buy puts.
Because it gets priced in. Yes, things that the president says they're going to do that have material economic effects on the market are going to affect the market. What?
Bet the downside of things up until that date. The stock starts crashing. The whole world starts crashing like they did in April. And then they get to buy the bottom because what did they do? They bought puts. They bought protection all the way down. It got to rock bottom. Now they get to go long with it and then take all the profits with it. It's an orchestration. It's musical. It's awesome. I mean, I didn't partake in it. I won't partake in it. I think it's market manipulation. It's what's made me frown upon this administration. It's being done at the highest level of private equity. And I know this because of who's in charge of the administration, the individuals in charge. But now we have another...
I'm sorry, who did you vote for again, Morantz?
Their headline.
Just checking. I notice you don't have your MAGA hat in frame anymore. That's interesting.
And you've had multiple headlines. China, we're going to eliminate these chips. We're not going to do this. And that affects NVIDIA. I mean, you saw NVIDIA market cap go down by like $1 trillion, $1.1 trillion in April, from April timeframe, January to February. And
please just pop this bubble. I am so ready for it to fucking crash.
Nobody got fired. No headlines came out, and no analyst was budged. They just all go, oh, no, because they knew exactly what it was, what I'm telling you what it is. But nobody says this part, so why am I talking about this? The Fed chair, Jerome Powell, says he's going to step down on Monday. And if you know what happened on Friday, or if you don't know, Chicago, allegedly, the CME froze. That's not even possible. This is like... I mean, call me stupid.
You're stupid.
If you think it's possible. But they said that there was an overheating of computers and that they couldn't cool down fast enough and overheating of the data center of some servers. They're full of shit. They halted that market because in the futures market, what the world is betting on is they're about to go ahead and take a dive. This whole market's about to come crashing down. And the word is out. I think the word is out. I think by GameStop going up in value, I think by the market falling off futures before the market even opened, they were like, yo, this is really happening. Commodities taking a crash. Everybody's going to take a bath. Why? Because you were so sky high on this market. You took the top 5% off. Now people see it for what it is. They see Dr. Michael Burry coming out saying he's going to short the top stocks in the world. Why? Because they are overvalued. This bubble is real. Now you have a stress test on BlackRock, and they failed. You had this event at CME happen on Friday morning, Black Friday morning. No one's paying attention, by the way. It's a half trading day on the market. Could you imagine a full trading day? Half trading day on the market. And now you have a full trading day on the market coming out of this weekend, and Jerome Powell's retiring and stepping down from the chair. He's still good till May. He's under contract till May, but he's out right now. So either
Again, that didn't happen. This is from a week ago, so he's just working off of bad information. I don't know what to tell you.
The whole street's going to take profit, and we're going to call this not a Santa Claus rally. but this is where we get to show all the profits we made. And yes, people will make profits, people will make money, but then it's going to be a race to the bottom. It's going to be a falling knife.
Yeah, it's from a week ago.
That's what I see. And then I see them manipulating the market to come down and blame the fact that we got a new Fed chair, which really doesn't even matter. Honestly, it doesn't matter. So, but I'm excited for Lunar.
Horrified at whoever Trump is going to pick when it comes time again for the fucking Fed chair. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's going to be a nightmare pick. Okay, let's see. What's Ape Father been up to? We'll check out a couple of his stuff and then we'll call it a night.
Help Ape Father make 2026 the year for victory, okay? Which will include billions of views for Ape Father, okay? Now you might say, why do I want to do this? Why? I don't want to help you, you big Italian meatball. But you'll also be helping yourself, and I'll tell you the reason why. Because Ape Father has the coolest brand
Brooksababble, thanks for following.
in the world. The Ape Father, King of the Jungle. Do you like King Kong? Wow! You like Tarzan, okay? Because my theme of my brand is going to have everything to do with the jungle. Sing it with me. Welcome to the jungle. We got the fun and games. We got everything you want. We got everything you want. Ape Father Steaks. It's never a mistake. Remember that movie Deuce Bigelow? Where he walks in.
Out of all of the movies to bring up.
He goes, I made a mistake. And she says, did somebody say steak? Okay. It's going to be huge steaks. The Ape Father Steak Collection. The biggest.
One who reads, thanks for 12 months, says, are you subbed to Hannah? Have you gifted a sub to an indignant comrade?
Steaks that you've ever seen.
Oh, God. He announced who he wants this week. Is it bad? Is it bad? Is it as bad as I think it's going to be?
Breaking prime ribs. I go to Outbacks.
Unironically, is he going to try and announce negative Fed rates?
I ordered the.
Like Japan had for a really long time. I know Trump had a huge boner for Japan's negative rates. I swear to God. Is he going to, like, get someone in there who's going to be like, yeah, negative 0.5%?
Biggest prime rib they ever had. 150 ounces. I'm going to go even bigger next time, okay? That's the type of steaks you're going to have with the Ape Father brand, Ape Father Steaks. You're going to have the Ape Father, okay, special hamburgers. Figure out you have 2 patties, 3 patties, 4 patties. I go to Burger King, okay? I am the Burger King. I got 21 Whopper patties. That's right. That's the type of thing you're going to be able to have. You know what I'm saying? Like the Heart Attack Grill in Las Vegas. I'm going to make that look like amateur night at the Apollo. The Ape Father hamburgers and hot dogs. Forget about it. Okay? Ape Father is the ultimate meatball, the ultimate rice ball. We will have an Italian selection. Okay? Forget about it. Big, gigantic family portion Italian.
Benekagami says, the benefit of the rift in the Republican Party is that there's at least more of a chance now that even the Republicans will demand that Powell be reinstated and refuse to move because the donors demand stability. One would hope? Ugh.
Meals like when I go to Carmine's, you understand? And I get the ragu, the sausage, the brajol, the meatballs. You're going to see the big ape with the cigar dressed up in a suit like Don Corleone. This is what I'm saying. So this is going to be fun for you too. The Ape Father brand could come true in the year 2026, but it's up to you. It's up to you to give me billions and billions of views. You could do it on this one video. If you all chose to, send this to your friends. Send this to your enemies. Like Don Corleone says, hey, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. Okay? Send it to everybody, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, your sister's ass, everything, right? Is that why?
Mr. Duck Sauce, the 40-bit, says, oh, this is how a cheer works. You have to manually type out the quantity now. I understand or overstand. That's weird. Medicated person, like, they used to be able to, you just had to click it. It's weird that you got to type it now. Medicated person with 41 months says, investing all my Prime monies with Hannah stock. Thank you.
Send it everywhere. I don't care. As long as Ape Father gets billions and billions of views, and 2026 is the birth.
Oh, mobile.
To the Ape Father, King of the Jungle brand. the coolest brand in the entire world. And yes, one day, there will be the casino. The Hotel Casino 8 Ball, the king of the jungle casino. And it'll all be because of you. Wow!
Jesus Christ, dude. He is so out of it. The fuck is this? It's a soundscape!
I learned my lesson in life to never be good to anyone again. Let
Oh, good start.
me explain, though, what that means, okay? It's different if I want to give what I feel, this is the key, is a gift. Now we're going to talk about it. A gift is like the following things. If I'm going out to dinner and you're my guest, okay, I'm going to treat you. Hey, I'm asking you to spend time with me. It's only respectful. I never understood men that could take a girl out on a date and say, let's go Dutch. You pay, your share, I pay my share. I'll never do that. Never in a million years, okay? So...
It depends. There's nothing wrong with splitting the bill. Jesus Christ.
But this thing, if you ask me for something, if you say, Rich, now there's a lot of ways of asking people. Honestly, I don't want to argue with people, okay? I don't want to argue with people. You have the right to your opinion, and I have the right to my opinion. But I feel you're asking someone for something directly or indirectly. And I'm going to explain the both. Directly is you just straight out ask somebody for money. Rich, can I borrow $500? I'm sorry, I'm behind right now. I got to pay this, I got to pay that. Okay. Or another thing is this. You give someone a sad story. You give somebody a sad story. My car's breaking down, or I need a new tire, or I gambled money, I lost it, and
Literally, you asked for money in like a previous video. You ask for money all the time to build your own brand of casino or stakes or whatever. Are you serious? Is he serious? He begs for money constantly.
I gotta pay my mortgage.
What the fuck?
Or blah, 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 or that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. Okay, I'm starving. I got nothing to eat. Okay, that's indirectly giving someone a sad story and asking them for money. Now, the bottom line is this. For the people who say, but they're not really asking you for money, I feel they are. Because they...
Okay, I think I gotta call it. My level of frustration has peaked. I have peaked. Too much pee-pee, too much Morants, too much ape father. So, yeah, that's the stream for today. Thanks everyone for hanging out. Again, thank you for your patience with my voice and everything. I'm getting better every day, so I'll be back to normal soon. Sorry about the quality or lack thereof of my voice. Let's see who we're going to rate on Twitch. Like I said, I am not streaming tomorrow because I will be working tomorrow all day. But Tuesday, I'll be back for Tinfoil, so get ready for that. And then I should be here for the rest of the week. So cool beans, let's do the raid. Have a great night, everyone. I'm going to go rest my voice because, boy, does my throat want me to stop talking. Have a good night, everyone. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.